Join Hitter's House Baton Rouge,
where ball players train year-round. With a VIP membership, you get 24/7 access to 4 retractable batting cages, baseballs, softballs, L-screens, batting tees, and two full bullpens, all ready when you are. Memberships are just $59.99 a month or $79.99 for families. Plus, enjoy 15% off in-store discounted cage rounds and a free t-shirt when you join. Hitter's House. Train like the pros.
The Joe Burrow Foundation is proud to announce Burrow's Tiger Tee-Off, driving change for good at Topgolf in Baton Rouge Friday, May 8th. It's a chance to do good for the underprivileged and underserved in our area, plus have a lot of fun. Join in for the post-game tailgate with live music from the Peyton Falgout Band. Sponsorship opportunities are available now. For more information and to secure your spot today for Burrow's Tiger Tee-Off May 8th at 5 p.m., contact Amy Floyd at amy.floyd@joeburrow.org.
Everybody's talking about the big, beautiful bill, and it's game-changing for taxpayers. Hi, this is Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. We've read the bill, and if you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Bryson Law Firm and get it resolved. This new legislation could give you a chance to get things straight with the IRS. Whether it's getting caught up on unfiled returns or negotiating IRS debts, there are a lot of new deductions and opportunities in the big, beautiful bill, and the Bryson Law Firm knows how to use them strategically. We've been staying on top of the tax changes in the big, beautiful bill, and we're ready to help our clients take full advantage. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Bryson Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Bryson Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit brysonlawfirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm. The Bryson Law Firm. LSP filing number LA2519079.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, April 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 89. On today's show, we'll react to the New Orleans Saints' complete 2026 NFL draft class, where they did good, where they did bad. We'll talk draft winners and losers. And, unfortunately, we'll talk LSU baseball getting swept by the Mississippi State Bulldogs. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio, brought to you by Bayou Automotive, starts now.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester,
Yep, got it. 5 out of 5.
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo!
That's how I feel about the baseball.
I can't bring myself to howl any harder than that.
The dog's barely walking right now. He's trying to find the moon to howl at, and it's just not there. Anyways, it's okay. It's okay. We'll find our way. We always do. Should be used to it by now. Jake, Alondra, Tay, all here with you here in the Raising Cane studio. Matthew is at Talladega. Little NASCAR event.
You heard of it?
Can't wait
Just a little NASCAR.
Can't wait to see how he comes back. Probably with a denim vest with good all sleeves.
He did text us last night. I'm a NASCAR guy now. I said I love this journey for you.
Also, how long is Talladega? I thought it was on Saturday. Is it today?
I think it got moved because of the rain or something.
Well, he was always missing today.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. Travel, something, or another. Who cares? He's not here.
OG tripod.
OG tripod. A lot to get to, a ton to get to. LSU baseball, of course, and that's probably what we'll get the show started with when we come back. NFL draft. Just getting back from Pittsburgh yesterday. They're all 7 rounds, called all 7 rounds, so we'll have a lot of reaction to the Saints and what they did in the totality of their draft, where your favorite LSU player got drafted, also where those LSU players signed as undrafted free agents. So a lot to get to there. Alondra, straight out of Starkville, Mississippi.
Literally.
This weekend, outside of the baseball, because that's the obvious. And again, we'll get the show started with that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
How was it?
Besides the baseball, I had the best time ever. Like,
Good.
I really enjoyed Starkville. It was a perfect weekend to go, and it sucks that we lost, but, like, everything about it was great. The fans were, like, the opposing fans were good to me. They weren't super annoying like some people can be, but maybe it's because I was with somebody that was a Mississippi State fan, but I don't. It was, so we did Hunt Show from Two Brothers, which is in the Cotton District, like right off campus, and Hunt Show was from there. Everybody kept talking about the wings, like, you gotta try the wings. Y'all know me, I love wings. I'm a chicken wing person. Those might have been the best wings I've ever had in my life. I'm not joking. Like, if you ever find yourself in Starkville, Two Brothers in the Cotton District, their chicken wings are so good, like the best I've ever had. And then we went to the game, obviously, and it was going really good until it wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, it's going good all 3 days until it wasn't.
Right. And that's like the most disappointing part. Like, we had the lead yesterday we had the lead, and I was like, don't worry, we're going to blow it.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally how it started every game this weekend. Like, we are going to blow it, and we did. And it was just the most annoying thing ever. But we went to the wiener dog races on Saturday, which was also awesome. The most adorable thing ever. And then we went to the game that day, and again, it was good until it wasn't.
I know.
But Starkville as a whole was a great experience. And, like, the dude is awesome. LSU, I know people say this all the time, but, like, if they did something like that and not just, like, nobody really cares about the new things that they put out there, right? I don't feel like people really buy tickets. And I think it's through TAF. What do they call them? The seats on the bottom that are, like, the tables.
Like down the foul lines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, those are cool or whatever, but, like, the outfield at the dude is awesome. And the environment is great. And I think that maybe people think that they'll lose money out on it, but I don't know. It was packed out there, and the vibes were great.
Yeah, I mean, it's like their baseball is going to be, like, their best environment. Like, football's not bad, so I don't want to act like I'm hating on that, but baseball is their best environment.
Yeah, the dude's awesome. Yeah. It is, like, I'm glad I went because it was the coolest baseball field I've been to so far.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
it was great.
If we would have won, it'd been a great weekend.
Even better, but I would recommend, if you're a baseball fan, to plan a trip to Starkville.
Okay. Next time LSU's there.
In 2 years, I guess. It was fun.
Tay-Tay, how's your weekend, sir?
7 rounds of the NFL draft. How do you think it was, Jake? It was awesome.
Fantastic.
I was telling y'all a little bit before the show.
All right, Matt.
I know. That was loud.
Was that the Tour de France?
It was Raising Cane's. It was Todd Graves telling us about the chicken fingers. So, kind of fits. It's Raising Cane's studio.
I was telling y'all a little bit before the show. Started painting the nursery on Saturday during the last couple rounds of the draft. Got the baby crib yesterday, so it's getting real. No turning back now.
Oh, well.
Yeah, a little too in it.
Yeah, I'd hope you wouldn't turn back, but I see what you're saying. You're getting ready, yeah.
Taylor's like, I'm going to go step out for some milk and just never come back.
I'll be back, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, man. So, gosh, I was in Pittsburgh for so long.
Yeah, that was
the longest.
Yeah.
We got done because we did all 7 rounds, and we did rounds 4 through 7 on Saturday. That was kind of an all-day event, obviously, but it was fun. I did it with Danny Cannell and Bobby Carpenter.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to see them, do a show with them. It's kind of been a while. Eli Heidenreich was at the draft, the Navy running back.
Yeah.
So that was cool to catch up with him in person. He had so many family members there, and they were all emotional. So he came by, and he's
Love
from
that.
Pittsburgh, got drafted by the Steelers. Very cool story. And he's super athletic guy. I think he 4.3 40, I think is what he ran, and had a ton of production at Navy. So it was just cool. First time since I believe it was 1956 that Navy has had 2 players drafted in the same draft.
Really?
I found that kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah, I mean, and then there's certain things like you got to make sure you have the waiver, and some of that's just new. Some people, delay their service. So the way he'll do it, he'll be in the reserves, and in the off season, he'll just go, and it's almost like he'll be a recruiter basically.
Yeah.
Like he'll be a recruiter for the Navy, and he'll be in the reserves in the off season. I had a teammate that was like that with Air Force, Ben Garland, same thing.
That's
Reserves.
pretty cool.
And, gives him a chance to go live out his dream and still serve his country. So.
Yeah. What would you say the best interview you had there was?
Like in person?
Yeah.
Man, I caught up.
Because I feel like athletes are so hit or miss.
Yes.
They're either 2 to 3 word answers, or they're absolutely electric.
Yeah. Now, so on Wednesday morning, we did our show they had a youth football camp with kids from the area. They did a Special Olympics event too. And so we got a chance to catch up. We got a chance to catch up with everybody that was physically at the draft for the most part. There was like 3 people that we had to record because we just couldn't figure out the timing. There were, there's some that are media trained.
Yeah.
Like you could tell they're looking at you and they've got their crutch words that they're leaning on, which is fine. I guess what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But there's some they're like, okay, that's a little trained. Like you try to open them up a little bit. Sonny Styles is great.
Yeah.
Like I know I keep going back to Sonny. Like he's so polished.
Yeah.
He speaks incredibly well. One day he's going to take somebody's job in this business like that. Like you can feel that about him. So he was really good. But Ty Simpson and Caden Proctor were really good. We had them after they got drafted, and we did them together since they were both Alabama guys. And the joy they had for each other and all that was kind of cool to see.
I love that.
It was funny. We had Cardinal Tate after he got drafted, and they asked him, like, are you surprised to go, 4th overall? He's like, yeah.
So I'm going to be honest, I am.
Did he admit the Titans panicked?
No, he said, I'm surprised to go that high. I thought I'd be obviously top 15, but I didn't know I'd go 4. Almost like he didn't have conversations with the Titans kind of going into it.
Well, Tate thinks it's a panic pick, and now it kind of feels like...
I 100% think that.
Oh, there was a lot of panic picks.
Yeah.
The Cowboys had a panic pick. They wanted Akeem Mesidor.
Yeah.
He got taken by the Chargers, and so they went Malachi Lawrence. That was a reach for Malachi Lawrence, and they had edge rusher in mind.
Right.
They didn't think the Chargers were going to go edge rusher. They thought offensive line. He went, and they're like, oh, crap.
Oof.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
The Steelers, they panicked. They were on the phone with Malachi Lemon.
I know you see the video, yeah.
And the Eagles trade up, and they're like, actually, give the phone to us. And they select him, and then the Steelers reach for an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all got to have some backups. Y'all got to have a better situation.
That's funny.
But these teams panic, and the clock's ticking, and they'll pass you up if you don't turn your card in.
The Cardinals, not only did I hate that pick for the Cardinals, they turned in there. That pick was done with 20 seconds left on the clock.
The Cardinals?
At 3.
Which one? Which pick, though?
The first round, Jeremiah Love.
Oh, it was a perfect pick. What do you mean?
Great pick. But
I've been telling you for 3 months that was going to be the pick.
For the Cardinals, Titans would have been great. The Cardinals, they don't have anybody on their offensive line.
They were 31st in rushing.
I know.
And they drafted offensive line and signed some.
They got a few.
You were 31st. Your leading rusher had 390-something yards total. Your leading rusher. Hold on. You got the best player in the draft, which everybody says.
Yep.
And everybody always says, now you shouldn't have picked running back to have this debate with. Everybody always says, oh, you can get that guy later. 10 of the top 12 rushers in last year's stats were in the second round or first round. 10 of the 12. The only ones that weren't were Achane from Miami, third rounder, and Kyron Williams, a fifth rounder from the Rams. So everybody says you can go get that guy later, but all the analytics are saying you better go get him pretty early. And they got a guy in 3 that a lot of people said was the best player in the draft, and they were horrid running the football last year.
I love him. I think he's going to do a lot what Genty did last year, just have nowhere to run.
He's a better prospect than Genty.
For sure, but I mean, that offensive line, how much better is it going to be? Like, I think this is a pick for them 2 years from now. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a ton of pass catchers. Like, 2 years from now, this pick may look really good.
They got Mike Wilson and Trey McBride. Both have it over 1,000 yards.
I'm more worried about.
Hold on. I just did 7 rounds, so I got it's still in my memory bank here. I don't know. I think it's because he plays running back. And look, you're not the only person. You're not the only person that's going to hate on a running back selection. By the way, we had 3 fullbacks selected.
Let's go.
3.
The return of the fullback.
3 in this draft. And it was funny. ESPN was trying to put him in tight end. It's like, that dude's never played tight end in his life.
I know. What I heard,
Max Bredesen from Michigan.
What was it, day 3, Indiana?
Riley Nowakowski.
Yeah, I heard him. I was in the room, Peyton. I heard it. I was like, oh, Jake's going to love that. No, I am not someone that's like, don't take running back round 1. I'm all good for it. I don't know how much he's going to contribute this year.
Okay, who would have you selected if you're the Cardinals?
I probably would have went super boring, edge rusher, O-line. Probably edge.
You would have gone Orville Reese. So you would have gone with the guy with 6.5 sacks. He didn't have any sacks in his final 6 games over somebody who a lot of people said is the best player in the draft.
He is the best player in the draft. I don't think there's a maybe.
You got to think, too, like his running back coach, who I interviewed last week, said if he was a receiver in this draft, he would have been the top receiver in this draft. Mm-hmm. So he's a different – I asked him on Wednesday morning, kind of how do teams view you, different teams you talk to, like what do they want to do? He said, well, they don't say running back. They say weapon. He said nobody really classifies me as a running back. So I think he can do a lot of different things.
That's what I love about the Gibbs pick a couple years ago. I mean, Gibbs is a weapon.
He was what, 12?
He may have been 10. I mean, he was somewhere in there. He's somewhere 10 to 15. But no, I don't think the Cardinals have a ton outside of him. Is my biggest issue.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you another one. If you don't have an offensive line that is going to block it up and keep it clean for you. So I was a runner. I needed it blocked up. I was going to read my keys. And if there was a crease, I was going to hit it. Ashton Genty's like that too, right? We're talking about running backs that have been drafted high. Jeremiah Love can create on his own. He doesn't need it to be blocked up and follow his keys. He can make a guy miss in the backfield, turn the corner, and go 65. So in their mind, they're thinking, hey, we still have a ways to go on the offensive line, but we at least have this playmaker that can go create on his own as well. This man's coming in here, attacking the running back.
I love Jeremiah Love. I don't trust the Cardinals to do anything right.
They signed 2 guards, 3 guards in free agency. Basantis from A&M in the 2nd round.
Basantis is a really good player.
We'll come up with a bet later. I don't know what the bet is yet.
Okay.
On yards, production for Jeremiah Love. All right, we'll take a break. Unfortunately, we got to talk about LSU baseball. Alondra was boots on the ground for all 3 games. Certainly going to lean on her for some of this conversation. I came in Saturday night after doing 4 rounds of the draft. I'm like, oh, LSU baseball is on TV. I forgot about that. Let me go ahead, get showered up, get a little snack, watch the rest of this game. Well, by the time I put my bag down, got all ready, got the snack, the bases were loaded for Mississippi State. And you know how the rest of that went. So we'll talk about it all when we jump back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to RussellPools.com, RussellPools.com, the website for Russell Pool Company. Now, we always tell you when you go to the website, we kind of give you a kind of checklist of things that we want you to do. We want you to go, check out the financing options that they have available. That's certainly something that is going to be beneficial for you. But we also want you to check out the gallery that they have. Because if you're getting a pool, you don't just one day make that decision. You've been thinking about this decision for a long time. And so in your mind, you've got your dream pool. But what if, just maybe, you find something on their website that you didn't even know was possible, because you'll be blown away with all the different custom features that they can give you. So you might see something on their website in their gallery that you want to add to your dream pool. It's still your dream pool. You just make an addition to it, and you can do that on their website. They are there from the very beginning to the very end, everywhere in between and afterwards as well. Go to russellpools.com.
Parrish Construction and Roofing, trusted by champions, built for Louisiana.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Bayou Ford has the new 25 Ford F-150 Lariat truck with $12,000 off MSRP, plus the 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. OTB, you're live from the Raising Cane's studio. Let's go ahead and get this show started.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
All right, go to GoFlowIV.com, GoFlowIV.com, GoFlowIV Spa, Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge, 225-953-8150 is the number. Feeling a little down, need a little jolt of energy, go see them today. If you've got a big trip coming up, you want to make sure that you're hydrated, all ready to go, you can go see them. A lot of different scenarios where it's always a good idea to go see them over at GoFlow. I'm going to just put it out there that I bet my old co-host, when he gets back into town, is probably going to need to go see GoFlow IV Spa and Wellness. Just a guess. Just a guess. It's going to be hydrated in a lot of different ways. And, again, you can go see them, and you can call them as well at 225-953-8150 GoFlow. All right. Let's go ahead and just rip the Band-Aid off. LSU gets swept again. First time ever that they've got swept 3 straight SEC series. They lose on Friday in 11 innings, 10-8. They lose on Saturday, 9-8. And they lose yesterday, 13-8. They had a lead in all 3 games. They had some moments, and we'll talk about them, that are highlights for the future. But in the present, it's really bad. It's really bad. There's good players out there. There's great coaches out there, but it's a bad team right now. And I think all of us have talked enough sports, played enough sports, been around enough sports to know what that means, right? The parts that you put together right now are bad together. They're not good together. And Jay's talked about it, so the head coach knows it. We know it. Everybody knows it. And I always talk about, and Matt does, Alondra does, Tate does, good teams find a way to win. They do. Good teams will find a way to win a game in any sport, and sometimes it can be gritty over pretty, but you find a way. The same can be said about bad teams. I say this all the time. Bad teams find a way too. They just do. They can look great. They can have the momentum. They can be the leader in the clubhouse until that one moment comes where a bad team finds a way to give it away. And that's what you saw all weekend. A bad team together. Again, good players, great coaches. It's a bad team. The way that these pieces are put together, coming together right now. There's nothing good about it. And so you can have success, which they did. There was times of success. There was individual players that we certainly will talk about in a positive way. But as a team, you found a way to lose all 3 games. I don't know which one is the most egregious. Probably Saturday. I don't know. They all felt pretty egregious. Saturday, you're in full control. And then 1 inning, you let it all slip through your fingers. I mean, the grand slam, you try to fight back, and you still lose. Alondra, you were there. You have firsthand experience of this series.
Unfortunately, I do.
It was a weird series in the fact that you jumped out early in every single game. Now, Case and
big lead too.
Case and Evans not going on Friday changed your approach on the mound. Left you without some guys that you normally would go to, but still, these were big leads. They weren't, one-run leads. They were multiple-run leads that you gave up all 3 days.
Right. You're right. I was there, and I remember. So I was sitting obviously next to a bunch of state people, and one of them had given the game over to me. Like, he was like, "Oh, y'all got it, whatever." It was the bottom of the 4th inning on Friday, so the first game. Bottom of the 4th inning. And I was like, I don't know, there's a lot of baseball left. I was like, and LSU is not doing well this season. It is the bottom of the 4th inning, whole lot of baseball left. And then we go into extras and they walk it off in extras. And that was just whatever. That guy, Kevin Milowski or something like that, he just, Cowan, when he's on, is on, but sometimes that's the thing with pitchers like Zach Cowan, where it's not a lot of heat that he's throwing. It's more about command, placement, control of where the ball's going. And whenever you kind of give one up like that, that's just what happens with pitchers like that. But he's really good. Usually it's just, you left one hanging, and it is what it is. But, yeah, I mean, you had a big lead Friday. You had a big lead Saturday, too. And like you said, Saturday, I do think, like you said, is the more egregious one just because it was one inning where it all fell apart on that one. Friday night, they kind of were chipping away at the lead with, like, that home run, and then they just kind of chipped away, and then obviously the big extra innings. And then you had a chance in the 10th inning. You had the bases loaded, and you left them loaded. So that's extremely frustrating too. But I do think that the freshmen that are coming in and, like, the new players that we're seeing that haven't played a lot, like William Patrick, he did pretty great in right field. Like, he had a couple of good plays out there where I was like, okay, look at him. And then, like, I don't think we played bad till the end. Like, that's when it started. I don't know how you have a lead like that and just manage to give it up. But you're right about the bullpen, too. You didn't have Case and Evans. We all know Cooper Moore is out for the rest of the season. So you're missing 2 starters. The only starter you had was William Schmidt on Saturday. So people, they were asking me, they were like, well, how do you feel about today? And I was like, well, our only starter is pitching today. So I feel like if we're going to win one, maybe it's going to be today. And then it was not. And it was extremely frustrating. But that, again, like, that's just kind of how the season's been going. And I try to be like, look, I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to have fun, and LSU can't hurt me. Yeah. But they hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, even when you say it like that, it's like your only starter, and people are like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And it's like, no, like, that's the guy. Like, you have one starter left from your opening rotation, and, Zach Cowan's like one of those guys that could start, but you really don't have like it's fine, we can go to this guy because he's going to be the starter next year.
Yeah, about Cowan, though, I actually kind of feel like at first Jay was going to try to save him, I think. And then we went to extras, and he's like, I'm going to
try to go win this game.
Right. Yeah. So he went Guidry, and then he put in Connor Bench and then Ethan Plog. And I was like, okay. And then after that, I think he was like, oh, we can win this game. Yeah. And he went to Fontenot, and then he went Sheeran, Santi. And then I was like, when they put Zach Cowan in, I was like, he's trying to win this game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get it done for him, and we burned Cowan. But, yeah, that's what I was going to say about that.
Yep, and Jay's told us before, like, he has a plan, but then when the game's on the line and there's a chance to win, he is going to go try to win that game.
Right.
I mean, and Cowan was working out. What game was that? I think it was Saturday. Like, he was back in the bullpen on Saturday, so like he was going to go back-to-back days, and that's something we haven't seen a lot of. So Jay was trying to do everything he possibly could, and certainly didn't work out. And the Saturday game, it's like just the one inning. You gave them hope. You gave them life. And, there was a couple of plays, and you got an outfielder slipping out there trying to get the ball, who played well as a young player, and you just felt it coming. And you're just sitting there, and you're like, oh, my God, it's 7-2. There's no way they're going to give this back. And then, like, as soon as the pitch was thrown, you're like, well, that's going to find the bat. And it found it, and then it found its way out of the stadium. And as soon as that happened, they tied it up. They're at home. The momentum, they're going up. You were probably waiting on the moment to happen. It happens, and that was a wrap.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we're talking about, like, it looked like Jay was going for it on Friday. He kind of had to, right? Because, I mean, he was probably worried about Sunday, as we've all been worried about Sunday since Cooper Moore's been out. But if you would have told me LSU got after statistically the best pitcher in the SEC this year, chased him out of the game in 2 innings, put up a 3 spot in the first, like, oh, you're winning that game?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're going for it on Friday. You trust William Schmidt, because if you get the Friday game, you're like, okay, can I win one of the next 2? That's all I have to do to get this series. The fun part about this team is they keep finding fun and creative ways to lose games. Because you go back and look at the Texas A&M series, your bullpen, I don't know if you guys realize this, Frank has put this out on Thursday. Your bullpen against Texas A&M gave up 5 runs total the entire series. So you're probably thinking, okay, if your bullpen can do that again, you have a decent shot. They didn't. Oh, you're not hitting. Hey, you hit this weekend, something else went wrong. If it's not one thing, it's another. Like, Jake, you were talking about, good teams find ways to win, bad teams find ways to lose. This team's finding different ways to lose games. It's always something else. Like, the only positive for me is One, William Patrick looks really athletic.
Yeah.
Mason Braun is a really good first baseman. I don't care if they view him as an outfielder. He's not an outfielder right now.
Yeah.
He's a guy that is very stable for you over there at first. Like, at this point, go ahead and put in the freshmen. See what they got. Because you've missed on every single transfer. Every one of them. The only transfer you can consistently rely on is Cooper Moore, and he's not available anymore. I mean, that's it. So
from this year's class, yeah.
Go ahead, get in the younger guys. Let's see what they got. Like, they've made some plays. That's kind of the only positive I can take away from this team right now.
Yeah, like Omar Cerno went 8 for 14 this
Mhm.
weekend, had 3 home runs,
Yeah.
6 runs, and 6 RBI. Like, if you can keep someone like that, William Patrick, Mason Braun.
Even Eddie Yaman's been a good hitter.
Yeah, he looks good too, but he's been there for a couple.
Look, I know it was going to be righty on righty, but that's not like lefty-lefty.
I know.
And you take him out in that situation after he hit a 3-run homer earlier. Like, that one was surprising
There's
to
been
say the
some
least.
questionable moves to
And then
me.
first pitch swinging pop up.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
and then you
in foul territory.
It's not even that you pinched hit Yaman, who had a 3-run homer. Like, no offense to the guy, but like you put in Daniel Harden, who hadn't hit the ball this year at all. I think he's batting under 200.
He's got less than 20 at bats.
You're going to
The
put that guy in
totality of
there.
the season.
Why?
You're going to put him in there
Like,
at that
that was
moment.
like so questionable
was-
to me.
Again, for sure. And from somebody that had shown earlier in the game, he was seeing it pretty well.
Right.
Like, you could say, oh, it's righty, 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 lefty.
Like I said,
I'm-
if it was
I'm not one of
lefty-lefty,
these-
we'll have that combo, but righty-righty happens too often for it to take somebody that's hit a 3-run homer out of the game.
If you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah.
At that point, who cares, righty, righty? It doesn't matter.
I just think that you do have some pieces that can make you have a bright future if you can
Mhm.
put the rest of it together. But it's just like I remember in the beginning of the season when I went out there for opening day and I saw a lot of these guys and I was like, oh, they're all huge. But then I saw like Cerna, I saw him and I was like, the way you're built already like you're in the MLB. So I knew he was going to be a big piece on this team, and he has been. And like that is somebody that I really hope that Jay can keep. He needs to improve behind the plate, but like I just hope that his bat can stay here. And Mason Braun, and I do like the way William Patrick looked in right field too.
He almost beat out a routine ground ball to short on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, was I here? That's how fast the guy is. Like, he can move.
Yeah, Cerner and Braun definitely the highlights for LSU. And it was nice to see Patrick in there, but those two guys, I mean, Mason Braun's hitting, he got 4 hits at the top of the lineup. I mean, Cerner, like you said, I mean, he's hitting basically.
I mean, even
500
Milam
and
was
hitting.
producing
yeah,
too.
he was. You know, oddly enough, one of his mistakes was on defense.
Yep.
Where he's so super solid. So, not great. Again, this is where you're at right now.
We are
This team.
between South Carolina and Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
In the SEC standings.
So we're not at the bottom?
Well,
Hell
no,
We are second to last.
because-
Hell yeah. We're not at the bottom. Let's go. By the way, I don't think the math is there.
No, it's not.
for this
It's not
team. Like,
there.
Let's just go ahead and say it.
You had to get one.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Yeah, and you had a chance to get all 3.
Like,
you should have
you
gotten
should've swept
2
them.
for sure.
There's going to be that person who's the optimist, which I appreciate. They're going to say, well, technically you could. I get that, but you're going to need a level of consistency and high play that you haven't had all year.
Yeah,
long.
I mean,
You can't.
what tells you? What sign do you see that makes you think this team is going to change its ways?
Because I mean, what most people say you need 13 conference wins minimum. Like
Yeah,
you're
you
at
need
6
you need
right?
13 with a good RPI.
You're at 6 right now, and your RPI is terrible.
Exactly.
Like it's just not there for you.
I will say that there was some fight this weekend
There was,
until the
for
end.
sure.
Like
Mm-hmm.
there was improvement, there was fight. They produced at the plate the way that we've been asking them to the entire
I agree.
year. You just still on the entire season series had 7 errors in the 3 games.
Yeah.
Like
And it just seems like it comes in waves for this team, right? Like you give up a run, it's like anytime State did something positive, you gave up a crooked number in that inning.
Mm-hmm.
Like with this team, one mistake turns into 4, and it's been that way all year long.
But yeah, you're not making the postseason.
Look, see, they look Gulf South in the chat. Well, if you sweep the next 3 weekends, yeah, I get it, but that's not like that's
you
not
can do
realistic.
South Carolina, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. They're above you in the SEC standings.
But,
Can you sweep
Florida,
Georgia?
Florida
Can you
and
sweep
Georgia
Georgia?
are still looming.
There you go. Just have to win the
Just
SEC
have to
tournament.
win the SEC tournament.
Yeah,
I
the
trust
entire
this
thing.
team to win the SEC tournament.
Yes. All right. It was bad. Doesn't look like it's going to get much better, but
Hey, but we beat Tennessee.
We did.
That game
that did
We'll
happen.
always have Tennessee.
That
That
Easter
did.
Sunday game was electric.
It was, and hopefully for next season we'll have Cerna and Braun.
And hey, we scored 7 runs in the game against Ole Miss in that inning. Remember, that was a fun inning.
Also,
take it away.
I also remember the defensive inning that they imploded on themselves in that series too. So
it did.
All right. Before we take a break, I want to remind you that our Monday shows are brought to you by Bayou Automotive. Every single Monday, sponsor here on the show. Every single day, they're a sponsor here on the show. But Monday shows brought to you by Bayou Automotive. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. BayouAutomotive.com is the website. The good thing about Bayou Automotive is they make it easy. Well, what does that mean? They're in Laplace. We all know that. But you don't have to go to Laplace to buy your vehicle. No, you can. You can go walk the lot, pick it out yourself. But if you want to go to BayouAutomotive.com, you can buy your car online. They'll bring the car to you. So if you're in Baton Rouge, you buy it there, they'll bring it to you. Once you buy a car from there, if you need maintenance, they bring you a car, drop it off, get your car, take it to Laplace, and bring it back. You don't get that anywhere else, and you certainly don't get the amount of options like you get at Bayou Automotive, including that Black Widow package that we tell you about, not just on the Jeep, on multiple Fords, on the Ram as well. Check that out, the homepage, BayouAutomotive.com. We'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
Every Raising Cane's chicken finger is marinated, battered by hand, and cooked to order to perfection. We don't have heat lamps, because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Guaranty Health Solutions is guiding healthcare forward, partnering with healthcare organizations nationwide to elevate patient experience and drive growth, from urgent care and emergency rooms to specialty care. Visit GuarantyHealth.com today to get started.
Hey guys, it's Trey Simmons with Simmons Outdoor Power in Port Allen. Now's the time to save big on your first or next Skag Zero turn. Whether you're a homeowner or a full-time pro, we've got the perfect Skag for you. Great pricing and low monthly payments make it easy. Come see Trey and Chuck at Simmons Outdoor Power right across the bridge in Port Allen, May 4th through the 9th for the lowest prices on Skag this year. Visit SimmonsOutdoorPower.com today. That's SimmonsOutdoorPower.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Brandon Hawley here. Pick your color, pick your siding. ReliefWindows.com.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in OTB. So on Friday, I got Taylor Sharp. Gave you the breakdown of Jordan Tyson, first-round pick for the New Orleans Saints. Now, y'all know, because we've talked about it, to nauseum, or to nauseous, as Flynn would say. I didn't...
At nausea.
Yeah, at nausea, that's the way he said it. I was thinking defense over receiver. And I'm not going to back down from that. I still think that way. But if it was going to be a receiver, I did not want it to be Cardinal Tate. I wanted it to be Jordan Tyson. The only reason it wasn't Tyson at number 8 was because of the injuries. You kind of need, okay, he's going to be okay. He's going to be fine. And it wasn't even the games missed. It was what the injuries were, the soft tissue stuff. But he had the pro day by himself where a lot of teams felt okay after it as far as the injuries and where he was and if he was ready to go. So that does check that box. So I am glad that it was Tyson and not Tate or Mekhi Lemon. I felt like Jordan Tyson had the highest ceiling of any of the receivers. Again, there's some really good defensive players still available, but once Mansour Delane went at 6, it felt like this was going to be the path for the New Orleans Saints. And so you go get a top-tier, talented receiver. Now he's got to stay on the field. And that is going to be the thing to watch in his rookie season. It's going to be the thing to watch in mini camps and training camp is how he can handle the grind of what it takes to be ready for an NFL season. Loved the scenes, and we had a chance to catch up with him after he got drafted, and he was still very, very emotional. Great young man, had a really good personality about him, and I mean, just couldn't get it together in a good way, like in the best way possible. Like even when he was with us, like an hour after he got drafted. And so that was cool to see the scenes and what it meant to him there. And again, you're getting a 6'2", 205-pound receiver. You absolutely had to get somebody in that mold and not somebody that was going to be your 5'10", 185-pound receiver. So you check that box. And again, I know Tate broke that pick down on Friday. The NFL comp for Jordan Tyson by Matt Miller, who does a really good job over at ESPN, was George Pickens. So he's that kind of receiver. Like, that is somebody that is going to be aggressive when the ball's in the air. He's going to go make plays, take chances with the ball in the air, and now you get another weapon for Tyler Shuck. In the second round, and man, when I interviewed this guy, he was hilarious. Christian Miller, defensive tackle out of Georgia.
I love the videos he was
Dude,
posting.
he started listing out all the food that he wants to eat, but he knows he probably can't eat. Like in Louisiana, he said, yeah, we got to throw all of our Falcon stuff in the trash. We grew up Falcon fans. He goes, now, Unk's being hard-headed. Like, he don't want to give up his Falcons fandom. Like, he's like, I'll just wear your college jersey to the games. He's like, Unk, if you're on my dime, you'll be wearing the Saints jersey to the games. Like, he was funny.
I love that.
So, 6'3", 320 pounds, but does not look 320 pounds. And I mean that in the best way possible. It's not a sloppy 320. 320 can look real bad. This guy does not look like that. he looks like he can play. So you're an odd front defense, and so you're going to ask your defensive lineman to do a lot of different things. You're going to ask him to play a zero nose, head up over the center, and that's hard to do. But he can play that, and he also can play a 4-eye on the inside shade of the tackle, because that's what they're going to ask him to do. That's what an odd front is going to look like more times than not. And so he gives you versatility. He can play in the middle, and he can play that 4-eye. And this is a clear message, too, to Brian Brzee to get it going in the right direction and to improve. And Brian Brzee was a first-round pick. He can't just be pass rush guy. Like, he has got to be able to be in there in rundowns as well. So this is someone that can come and take his spot. You can play, again, all the defensive tackles that you have. Like, none of them really played well in that zero shade that we're talking about a year ago. I thought that was something that needed to go up, and he can do that. So I know it wasn't necessarily like the biggest position of need. A lot of people pointing to other positions. But if you really peel it back and look at what you have and who it was, Tate, Christian Miller can help you and could be an upgrade of what you currently have.
Yeah, he absolutely can. And, the point I kind of made on Friday leading into round 2 and 3 was all offseason we talked about how good of a spot the Saints were in round 1, right, at 8 overall. The way the draft fell, though, you were kind of in a really good spot in rounds 2 and 3. Like, it would have been hard for the Saints to screw it up. Like, I mentioned corner, I mentioned edge rusher, I mentioned offensive line on Friday. Like, defensive line, like, it was a position that I didn't even really consider a ton, but when you look at the actual depth, like you mentioned, you have Brian Brzee who's underperformed, and then outside of that, kind of a question mark. So I actually really love the pick, but it was one of those where I was like, hey, if Basantas falls to you, I'd love that because you could replace Cesar Ruiz. If there's a big name corner there, I love that. Like a guy like Colton Hood didn't go in the first round like a lot of people thought. Yeah. It would have been hard for the Saints to mess up on day 2 of the draft, and I don't think they did. I mean, they filled a lot of positions of need.
Yeah, I did think again, it's not just Brian Brzee. This is like for Nathan Shepard. Like, you've got to make sure that you come correct. Devin Gottschall, like, you got to make sure that you come correct. And he didn't have the best year a year ago. So this is somebody that can play all across the defensive line because they are that odd front team. And so you're going to see him play multiple positions. And so you get Christian Miller out of Georgia. And there's some people that I trust in this game that had him as a first rounder back into the first round, somewhere around 28. So you get really good value at 42 for him. And then you go get his UGA teammate in Oscar Delp, which we'll talk about on the other side. More OTB when we come back here from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com, website for Pelican Roofing. You see the 5-star reviews right there on the homepage, and that's Google, that's Yelp, right? That's not just us saying that. That is you saying that. 600-plus 5-star reviews, unmatched roofing experience, and storm-ready roof solutions at all times. So that's roof repair, that's roof replacement, and that's in Lafayette and Baton Rouge. And we always bring it up that they have locations in both. Well, why does that matter? Well, it matters because they're involved in the local communities in Lafayette and Baton Rouge. Like, they're not just like somebody that's in Baton Rouge that drives to Lafayette, not in Lafayette, drive to Baton Rouge. Like, they are there, they're involved. They even have a community tab on the homepage of PelicanRoof.com because they got the Mother's Day roof giveaway, right? That's coming up, obviously, Mother's Day just right around the corner. The Veterans Roof giveaway, the Run with Rufus that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. They care about the community. They're involved in the local community, and you already know what they are in the roofing game. And go check it all out on their website, PelicanRoof.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the new 25 Jeep Grand Cherokee with $15,000 off MSRP.
Plus the 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou vehicles.
If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in OTB. We got Will Helmers joining us when we come back from this break, talk LSU baseball. We'll certainly dive back into the NFL draft, but there was some chatter in the chat about defensive tackles and maybe people catching strays just real quick. And we'll come back to this too. Last year, Nathan Shepard graded out at 62.3. Devon Godchow graded out at 50.5. Brian Brzee, 52.9 was his grade overall last year. So it's not strays. There's some truth to it, and that's why the Saints make a move to select a defensive tackle at 42. And we'll give the Saints kind of breakdown in the totality. We'll give the LSU Tigers that were drafted, also the LSU Tigers that signed as undrafted free agents. So all of that's going to be coming up in hour number 2. And then, as I said, we're going to talk a little LSU baseball with Will Helmers when we come back here in the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, over the last couple of weeks, we've been telling you all about all the different things that you can do with Ochsner, right? And all the care that you can get, the right time, the right place for Ochsner. We've been telling you about their urgent care. We've been telling you about their primary care. And obviously, like if you're dealing with anything that is very serious, like you go call 911, you go to the ER. And a lot of times we talk about the My Ochsner app. It is a great tool for you to be able to use. And within the app, there's so many different things that you can do, so many different questions that can get answered on the My Ochsner app. And so there's a lot of different ways to get the care, but you got to make sure that you're getting the right care from Ochsner. And you can check out all the different hours for their urgent care, and you can check out all the different availabilities. And again, that's on the Ochsner.org, and it's on the My Ochsner app. It's a great tool. It's a great asset. Go get that done today, the My Ochsner.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 of OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. I have Will Helmers join us, talk about LSU baseball. But while we're waiting on Will, we can get back to the Saints and the NFL draft. Oscar Delp was the third-round selection by the Saints, tight end out of Georgia. So you go UGA in rounds 2 and round number 3 for the New Orleans Saints. You've got Juwan Johnson, you've got Noah Fant, and now you have Oscar Delp. That is a pretty solid tight end room. Gives you a little bit of everything. So you're looking for some versatility, some diversity in your tight end room. And so that's what you get. Now, Oscar Delp probably would have gone a little bit higher. Remember, he did have a fracture in his foot that he didn't know was a fracture in his foot until the scouting combine. And he was talking with us over on NFL radio and about how excited he was to go out there and do all the drills. And then the medical comes back and he had, again, nothing serious. He just had a fracture in his foot and didn't really know about it, but he's going to be healed up, going to be ready for training camp. So this is a potential play as well. This is a guy with a really high ceiling. You've probably heard about him a lot through high school recruiting, through his time at UGA. He's going to be asked to do a lot of different things for the New Orleans Saints. They're going to ask him to be a combination of a Y and an F. He's going to move around a ton. He's probably going to line up in the backfield some. going to be the closest thing the Saints have to a fullback because he has that versatility. 6'4" and some change, 245 pounds, Oscar Delp. Taylor Sharp, how do you think the pick played out for the Saints?
Great. And, going into the draft, I don't think anybody thought the Saints were going to take a tight end in round 3. But when a guy who has the type of potential as an Oscar Delp falls into your lap, things change a little bit. I mean, you mentioned a lot of people thought he could maybe go a little bit higher before that injury, and he's a guy that could be an inline tight end for you. He can block. He can go out and catch passes. I mean, think about all the hype that was around him after Brock Bowers left. People were like, hey, Oscar Delp's going to slide in, do that. He battled some injuries and, kind of had to play a little bit of a different role, but this pick has boom potential to it. Like, this is one of those where, 4 or 5 years from now, can you look back and be like, man, you got Oscar Delp in round 3, and, I mean, let's be honest, Juwan Johnson made some plays, but there were some times where we wanted Juwan Johnson to make a lot more plays than he did. So tight end was certainly a position of need for you. I like the pick.
So the breakdown of Oscar Delp pre-draft was what he lacks in size, he kind of makes up for with his technique and his hand placement and all those different things. And so, you like seeing that, but he might have to add a little bit more to his frame if they're going to ask him to do that. Now, if they're going to ask him to be a true F, if they're going to ask him to be the guy that's never in line with the tackle, he's in the hip pocket of the tackle or he's in the hip pocket of the other tight end and motions across the formation, or if he does line up in the backfield in 12 personnel as a fullback, then he's okay. So it's going to depend on what Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier want to do with Oscar Delp for his body type and for his role. So that's going to be interesting to see coming up here in minicamp. All right, in the 4th round, you had a couple of picks. You had Jeremiah Wright, offensive guard from Auburn, and then you also had Bryce Lane, receiver out of North Dakota State. Bryce Lance out of North Dakota State. And if Lance sounds familiar, that's because, that is Trey Lance's brother. And Bryce Lance is 6'3", 205 out of North Dakota State. This is somebody that has real speed. He's a 4.34 guy at 6'3", 205 pounds. So Lance is somebody that was highly productive as well at North Dakota State. In fact, ESPN had him as a top 100 overall player in this draft. So you feel like you got some good value on him. I believe he had 17 touchdowns a year ago at North Dakota State. And again, this is a player in a program. Like if it was 17 at maybe another FCS, maybe I wouldn't put as much into it, but the fact that it was North Dakota State, kind of knowing what that program is and what they've always been about, it feels like a really good play. And again, you got Tyson at 6'2", 205 pounds. Well, you get Lance at 6'3", 205. You had a point of emphasis to get bigger in the receiver room because you were missing that. And Devon Bailey right now, there's been some flashes when he's been healthy, but you're trying to figure out, can I count on that? So you get Lance at receiver in the 4th round with the 36th pick of the 4th round, and then the receiver you get in the 6th round, Barryon Brown out of LSU. He is the guy that we're talking about. He is the 5'11", 180-pound speedster receiver. So you get that guy. You just get him a little bit later on. And we know Barryon Brown and what he's all about. But for Bryce Lance, it feels like a value pick getting him that late in the 4th round.
Heck yeah, it's a value pick. There were people who thought he could be 3rd, maybe even a 2nd-round pick. I mean, he was mocked a lot in day 2. And, I mean, you mentioned it about the size and the speed. And what did Saints fans ask for months? They said, can we get a physical playmaker on the outside? Well, Jake, all of a sudden, Devon Bailey stepped up late in the season. He's 6'4". Jordan Tyson, 6'2". Bryce Lance is 6'3". All of a sudden, Chris Olave is the small guy in the room at 6'1". You have a lot of physical, athletic receivers out wide, can do a lot of different things. People love Chris Olave in the slot. Now he can stay there permanently if he wants to. I think this is an awesome pick.
TJ Hall was your 7th rounder, and I didn't have a huge book on TJ Hall, but I was doing the draft with Bobby Carpenter, who played in the Big Ten, and he was waxing poetic about this guy as a player and what he can bring. So he's a little bit limited in some spaces, but he's got good core foundational pieces. He said he was surprised that he was there that late in the 7th round. Started 11 games in 2025, led the team in pass breakups. He had 10 at Iowa. So his top-end speed is not great. It's a 4.59 guy. That's why he falls to the 7th round. 6'1", 190 pounds. But Bobby did like kind of the playmaking ability he had, technique that he uses. But, again, 4.59. We'll see if that's able to keep up at the next level. Now, the other defensive back that you took in the 5th round, now you didn't get Sonny Styles, but you got Lorenzo Styles Jr. So you did draft his brother out of Ohio State. This is somebody that does have the speed that you're looking for. 4.27, 40-yard dash, second overall at the combine this year. Now, this is a little bit of a raw player, and not because he's not been trained up, coached up. The guy knows football incredibly well. The Styles family, they'll blow you away with their football knowledge and IQ, well-spoken, the whole deal. He started his career as a receiver at Notre Dame. That's what we're talking about. So he went to Notre Dame. He didn't follow the same path as everybody else, and he wanted to be a receiver. It did not work out at Notre Dame. So he comes back to Ohio State, goes from receiver to safety, and as you watch his tape, you can see it getting better and better. You can see the instincts getting better and better. Early tape, a little hesitant in some of those spaces. He's there to make the play, but you can tell he just hasn't done a whole lot of it. As you go into the tape, it gets better and better. This is a player that I don't even think has met his ceiling and what he can be on the defensive side of the football. He is immediately, day one, going to help you on special teams. Like, that's the obvious thing there. 4.27, and he's 6 foot, 200 pounds. That plays on teams every single day. So he's going to help you there. I think he's going to be able to develop at safety, but you're going to be able to justify keeping him on the roster for what he can do for you in the teams portion of this. So you get him to help you on teams, and Barryon Brown's going to be your returner. That's why you draft him. You needed one. Nick Underhill told us that last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. You're going to need somebody that's really good in the return game, certainly on kickoffs, and that's going to be Barryon Brown. He's going to be in that role for the Saints, at least have the opportunity to try to go make the team that way. So in the totality of the draft, I really did think the Saints did a nice job. They had to figure out receiver. I think they did that. They had to go out and get a piece on the defensive line. They do. The tight end pick wasn't as big of a need for me, but you like the tight end they got because he's a combination of an F and a Y, can give you a little bit of versatility there. You get some players with some real athletic ability with Styles and Barryon Brown, like some real true speed, game-changing special team speed. So you like that. And then you get a player in TJ Hall that's limited, but the fundamentals are there, and it's the 7th round choice and played a lot of football in the Big Ten, so you're going to go with that. But it wasn't the only moves that the Saints made. And so if you're looking at their needs, they didn't fill the edge rusher need. Now, before they make a trade, I would have said, oh, well, this points to Cam Jordan coming back. The contract's on the table. You don't draft an edge rusher. He's going to come back. Well, that changed throughout the draft because you didn't draft one, but you made a move for one. You trade a 5th-round pick to get a former top 10 pick, Tyree Wilson from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Tyree Wilson, because if I'm going to give the grades out for Nathan Shepard and Brian Brzee, he was a 57.6 last year. He was disappointing, and that's why you can get the guy that got drafted 7th overall with a 5th-round pick. Now, we were also doing draft coverage with the voice of the Las Vegas Raiders, Jason Horowitz. He was with us. So I was like, hey, give me the breakdown. I need to know. I got to tell the people. And he said, really good against the run, really stout. Struggles getting after the quarterback right now. So for the Saints, they're going to have to figure out how he fits into what they want to get done. Because when you're drafted 7th overall, you got to get after the quarterback. Now, when you're a 5th-round pick, because that's what he is now to the Saints, where can you find he can be effective for you on the football field? And we always know this. It happens with quarterbacks more times than any position. There's going to be a coach, Brandon Staley, who says, I can get what we all saw out of him when he was coming out in the draft. It happens all the time, every year. And that's going to be like his project. So you get him as an edge rusher for a 5th-round pick. Anthony Jennings also signs with this team. So you add veteran edge rushers. Anthony Jennings actually played better than Wilson a year ago. He actually made some nice plays. Like, he's somebody I think that can give you help from day one without having to talk about development and can I change the course of this guy's career. I like those moves. I don't mind those moves. For a 5th-round pick, why not? Getting a veteran player to sign this late, okay. But now we got to ask the question, does that mean Cam Jordan's time in New Orleans is done? When you bring in 2 veteran edge rushers to go in with a group that already had Carl Granderson and Chase Young, does that mean we've seen the last of Cam Jordan in the Saints uniform?
Yeah, I think so. I think the signing of Wilson and Jennings, because, I mean, you really had Chase Young, Carl Granderson, and then Cam Jordan. I mean, you had a 3-man rotation. You had Wilson in there, and you're like, okay, you're too deep at that spot. You like where you are. With Jennings signing, yeah, I think that's it for Cam Jordan. I mean, a lot of us, kind of thought this was a possibility a few months back, and I think the signing of both of those guys, because like you mentioned, you trade for Wilson for a 5th-round pick. Was there a guy out there that is going to have the production of a Tyree Wilson in the 5th round? No. I mean, at worst, he's a depth piece that can stop the run off the edge. At best, like you mentioned, Brandon Staley could get a lot out of him, and you have another really good pass rusher. So I like that move. But yeah, I think this is it for Cam Jordan. He was tweeting a lot about, certain guys going to the Saints. It's like, oh, you're gonna be great here, and all that over the weekend. It just seemed like it was a move on thing.
That's gonna be tough. That is very tough with a guy that has been the face of the franchise for a long time, certainly on the defensive side. And then him and Breeze were the guys for a long time. I mean, 15 years of having the same guy, knowing what you're getting, being the ultimate pro, being great with the media, being great with the city, all of those things. So we'll certainly pay attention to that, see if it is truly the end of Cam Jordan in New Orleans. He still wants to play, still productive player, 10.5 sacks as we've laid out. Someone was asking what were Wilson's stats last year. He had 25 tackles, 4 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. That was what he had a year ago in Las Vegas. So, again, you go make a move. You bring in 2 veteran edge rushers. You don't take one in the draft, but that kind of points to Cam Jordan and his time in New Orleans potentially coming to an end, which is sad because he's been great. He's been fantastic. All right. As I said, waiting on Will Helmers, and we're going to break down a little LSU baseball when we get Will back in. We'll tell you all about LSU players in the draft today as well. A ton to get to. Stay locked in here. It is OTB Live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, if your AC goes out, that is an emergency. You need to go to emsair.net for Emerson Heating and Air. Listen, before you spend thousands also on a full system replacement, get a second opinion. If another AC company tells you that you need a new unit, Emerson Heating and Air will come out and give you a free second opinion when you mention you heard it here on OTB. That's right, free for OTB listeners. And if you want a new system, Emerson offers free quotes and financing options to make it easy on you. They specialize in new construction, everything from production, builder installs, all the way to multi-million-dollar custom homes, both residential and commercial. And right now, that OTB $89 AC spring service special is back. That's normally $130, but just for $89 for OTB listeners to get your system ready for the heat that, as we all know, is coming down the track. So don't wait until it's too late. AC goes out. It is an emergency. Go to emsair.net. That's emsair.net.
Ever wonder why cane sauce doesn't come in a pre-sealed packet? It's because it's made fresh inside every Raising Cane's every single day. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling.
Wait a minute, baby. Stay with me a while.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. The LSU Tigers in the NFL draft had 7 guys selected. Of course, Mansour Delane goes to Kansas City with the 6th overall pick. A.J. Halsey and Xavier Thomas get drafted in the 3rd round. A.J. Halsey goes to the Colts and Xavier Thomas goes to the Bears. Halsey in that range of the draft feels like incredible value. I think A.J. Halsey has Cam Chancellor traits. I think you can use him in a lot of different ways. He can play like a Will Backer in 3rd down situations because he's that big. He can be a nickel Sam, I think, on 1st and 2nd down. He can, of course, be a back-end safety. I think that's incredible value for Halsey in the 3rd round. And I texted Shane Steichen. I was like, y'all are going to like this guy. This guy is a really good player, doesn't give up on plays, doesn't matter how the game flow's going, he still does his job. So I like that landing spot for Halsey as well. Xavier Thomas was a surprise in the 3rd round just because he wasn't talked about in that range. But Xavier Thomas certainly got a lot of buzz kind of the last week building into the draft. I started to have different people reach out to me asking me about him, and I talk really highly of Xavier Thomas. And just like any LSU receiver a year ago, was very underused, misused, whatever bad way you can put a receiver in. They did that a year ago, as we always talk about. But I have to imagine they turned on that Vanderbilt touchdown in every NFL draft room, and they're like, hey, guys, let's don't overthink this. This guy's got elite speed. Look at him break 7 tackles here on this play. And there's a lot of plays in Xavier Thomas's career that you could go back and you can highlight. And he can give you, obviously, day one return ability, but he can be a gadget player for the Bears. And the Bears are going to have Luther Burden. They're going to have Xavion Thomas. They're going to have Roma Dunze. They've got a very athletic receiver room. So I was happy for Xavion Thomas that he went in the 3rd round to the Bears, even though a lot of people didn't have him in that spot. Tampa Bay selects LSU tight end Bauer Sharp. None of us, come on.
Cousin Sharp?
None of us had Bauer Sharp getting selected before Barryon Brown, who went to the Saints, Harold Perkins, who went to the Falcons, and Garrett Nussmeier, who went to the Chiefs.
No, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
I don't know if I had Bauer Sharp getting selected.
Yeah.
And their family.
It's true. Which is actually good. I do get a piece of the signing bonus, so this is actually
that
pretty
came
good
across, and I was surprised too. I'm not gonna act like I was not. I was. I'm not surprised that Barryon Brown gets drafted because of his speed. Bauer Sharp did surprise me. I was surprised Harold Perkins fell. And again, his career was all over the place at LSU, but he's an incredibly athletic young man. He's played a lot of different positions. There's guys that were going in the draft that were projects, and I'm like, you can find something for Harold Perkins to do. I couldn't believe he lasted all the way until he did with the Atlanta Falcons. But now it's on them to be able to find out, okay, where do we want him at the next level? And we all know the story of Harold Perkins. He played on the ball. He played off the ball. He played star. He's played everywhere in his LSU career. And he is a little bit of a classic tweener. And, look, I was too, so I'm not calling anybody out here. But that's kind of what he is. He's not big enough to be off the ball all the times. I told you. Jimbo Fisher said once they started doing that, they would just check run whenever he lined up because their 300-pound tackle was going to outweigh the 220-pound edge rusher, and they were going to have success. Off the ball backer, that's a hard position if you haven't done a lot of that. So you got to have instincts. You got to be able to see things before they happen. So he kind of found his home at star/nickel, whatever you want to call it. Well, he's not going to play that at the next level. Right? You don't have a lot of linebackers that play that nickel position. The star position is not really a position in the National Football League. So I'll be curious to see what Atlanta does, where they implement him in the defense. Look, I mean, before Arvell Reese was Arvell Reese, we talked about Harold Perkins in that same way. Had 1 year where he got after the quarterback, kind of lined up in a couple of different spots, and had a flash of success. Now with Arvell Reese, for his sake, it was only 1 year sample size because he just didn't play early in his Ohio State career. But for Perkins, he's got a lot of tape. There's a lot of production on there. There's some bad tape, too. We're not going to act like there's not. But the Falcons could get a real big steal if they figure out what's best for Harold Perkins.
Yeah, and that's why he fell, right? I mean, you don't know exactly where he's going to play. Like you mentioned, too small to play on the edge every down. You know, what can he be as an off-the-ball linebacker? He played the star position here, Matt's favorite position in football. Yep. Is that a spot for him? Could you potentially move him back to safety? Like, he ran on, 4.38 at the Combine. So, I mean, he actually had a really good 40 time. I think that's it. And maybe he's a situational player, which if you grab a guy in the 6th round who could be a really solid situational player for you, then you kind of nailed that pick. So it'll be interesting to see where he plays in Atlanta.
And then Garrett Nussmeier, almost we're getting to the end, y'all, and I'm like, man, what in the hell is going on here? And I was on the broadcast. I'm like, we got the Rutgers quarterback whose last name only friends and family can pronounce is getting drafted, and Nussmeier is just sitting there. Like, Taylon Green's getting drafted. Cole Payton's getting drafted. Now, Luke Altmaier didn't get drafted. That was a surprise, too. But I don't get it. And even with the injury stuff, like it's a cyst on his spine, they feel like they can go, did we miss something? Is there more to that? I couldn't believe the quarterbacks that were going. Like, Cade Klubnik was a 4th-round pick.
That was shocking. Like, the fact that Cade Klubnik went in the 4th and he slid so far, Nuss slid so far down.
Drew Aller went in the 3rd.
I know.
Which Drew Aller's 6'5", and teams
but next year for Drew Aller, because that's just what I've always heard. Right. So I'm just going to keep kicking it down the road because next year for Drew Aller,
he's going to get better. Jake,
he's going to be ready. He's going
to get better.
When Cade Klubnik went in the 4th round, I told you I was doing the show with Danny Cannell. He just puts his face in his hands. He's like, "What? He's not a 4th-round quarterback.
No,
he's just not."
What Well, because, like, you're there. So, like, did you hear, like, anything from anybody as to why he fell so far down?
No,
or, like, was
everybody
it always,
was shocked.
Yeah.
Everybody on our panel.
Like, no GMs or anything like that would indicate, like, hey, this is why.
No.
That's so weird.
I think it has to be the cyst on the spine.
Yeah,
I just think that has to be it. I think that scared a lot of people when it came out because that's something you don't really know a ton about. That could be anything. That's got to be it.
Everybody that I talked to in the pre-draft process had him as their third quarterback.
Yeah.
Almost anybody that I respect had him as their third quarterback.
Right.
He had a good Senior Bowl. He was the MVP of the game.
And I feel like that's what
everything
the
was trending in the right
consensus
direction.
Yeah.
So it was a surprise. And like ESPN radio, like national was right next to us, and like walking to there, and like three guys from there, like, hey, what in the hell's going on with Nuss? Like, what are we missing here? So it was a talk of the draft, like in the little place that we were. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know the reasoning. I do know that he went to a good spot, I think, for him.
Yeah.
Guys, Patrick Mahomes is not going to be ready till October.
No, and Justin Fields, they traded for him. Oof.
What is Justin Fields? There were multiple games where he started quarterback in the NFL and did not throw for 100 yards. That seems impossible.
Jake Haener is on that roster as
There you
well.
go.
Now,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
if anybody knows Jake Haener, it's Doug Nussmeier.
True.
That's what he has.
It's true.
Because there's no doubt at that point in the draft, so you kind of have the option almost be like, I'd rather not get drafted.
Yeah.
So I can choose my destination. Like, don't draft me.
Right.
And so with Doug Nussmeier having as much time in the NFL, like he knows that. He's been through that. He's called people probably that said, don't draft me.
Right.
So I thought that's where we were headed. I thought, okay, that's just Nuss telling them, hey, I'm going to pick my spot. But I'm sure Kansas City called, and Doug Nussmeier sees Mahomes not going to be ready.
Right.
Justin Fields hasn't been a capable quarterback. I know Jake Haener. Yeah, y'all draft him.
Right.
Like I think it's a great spot for him. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, he'll never play because of Mahomes. Like Mahomes tore that ACL late October. He ain't gonna be ready for the start of the season.
Even if he doesn't play there, you're getting to sit behind one of the greatest to ever do it.
And the coach is,
and getting coached by one of the greatest to ever do it, and Andy Reid.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you could have gone to the Jets or the Cardinals or one of these teams. Like, it's not the best to start your career, maybe, but you're going to be better for being in Kansas City. And I said, like, I fully expect him to make the team and be on that team and be able to continue to develop as a quarterback.
So you're saying Diego Pavia got lucky that he didn't get drafted because now he gets to pick his own team?
Y'all, that man didn't even get a free agent contract.
No, he got
an invitation to camp.
a mini
to the Ravens.
Mini camp.
Yeah.
Y'all, that is like what undraftable guys that have zero chance in the league.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the story of a guy that got a camp invite that ended up having a great career.
Well, he apparently also tweeted something pretty negative about the NFL, and then he went back and deleted it after the draft. Like, Diego, come on, man. Hadn't you learned from this?
No.
And that right there is why he
it.
only has a minicamp invite. It's nothing to do with his on-field performance.
First time a Heisman finalist hasn't been drafted since Jordan Lynch in Northern Illinois. It was 2014.
Mm-hmm.
2014.
And Lynch was never going to play a quarterback at the next level. Like,
no.
At least Diego, like.
And Lynch, I think, might have, like, got onto a practice squad and had some time in the NFL.
He played a couple years.
Okay, so I looked it up just out of curiosity of, like, quarterbacks that were undrafted. They were invited to mini camps. So this is just a Google search, so y'all fact check me on this, obviously. Kurt Warner went undrafted and was cut by the Packers, and then he landed a mini camp invite with the Rams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Tony Romo was also, and then he was brought in as a tryout player for the Cowboys. And then Jeff Garcia.
Oh, shout out Jeff Garcia.
Yeah. Jake Delhomme, too.
Jeff Garcia actually had a.
Jake Delhomme was, too?
Yeah. That's what Google says.
Delhomme played in the
Delhomme
Super
got
Bowl.
drafted, but maybe not.
But see, isn't that the thing, though, right there? Like, a lot of those guys had successful careers. Jeff Garcia was good. Jake Delhomme was good. Find me one of them that played at a big-time program. And one of them that was
Kurt
a Heisman
Warner,
finalist.
Yeah, fair.
Kurt Warner played at Northern Iowa.
And then went to the Arena League after the Packers.
Eastern
before the
Illinois
Rams.
for Romo.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then ULL for Big Delone.
Where'd Jeff Garcia play college football? Feels like a Maction school. It's got to be a
Doesn't
Maction
say it on
school.
there. He went to.
There you go. Gavilan College and then San Jose State.
Gavilan College. So not Maction.
Gavilan. Then transferred to San Jose State.
All right. Shout out Jeff Garcia.
None of them Heisman finalists. None of them in Power 4.
None of them played in the SEC. Speaking of Power 4, for the first time in 46 years, a player from the FCS wasn't drafted in the first 3 rounds. We were deep into the draft. So that's one stat. We were deep into the draft. And like in the 6th round, there was only 9 players that were non-Power 4 guys. Non-Power 4, not Division I. Non-Power 4 is like 9 guys at one time. I don't know what the number ended up being. That's wild.
That is wild.
So all the group of 6, all the FCS, it was like 9 guys.
Where did our guy Cole Payton go?
Cole Payton went to the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, 5th round.
Okay.
Pretty good spot.
I was going to say, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Well, because he could run a little bit. So if something
he
happens
can
to
run a lot.
Hurts,
Yeah.
I mean, he could slide right in there.
I'm a little surprised by Luke Altmaier.
Yeah, me too.
I really like Luke Altmaier.
He looked good at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, I thought so too. He had a hell of a career at Illinois too.
Where did Sawyer Robertson go?
I don't know. Free agent. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure where
funny
he's at.
because of the LinkedIn quote that he had.
I know. Somebody said you better remember that password, bud.
Yep.
Raiders.
Raiders. Oh, that's
Who, Sawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Going where the guy just got selected number 1 overall.
And Kirk's there too.
That's true.
Kirk Thuggins. All right, we still got to get to some other LSU Tigers and where they landed through undrafted free agent deals. We'll take a break. We'll have that for you when we jump back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, if your business depends on printers, copiers, and office technology, you need a partner that keeps everything running smoothly, and that is Gulf Coast Office Products. At GCOP, they specialize in office equipment solutions that help your business stay efficient and productive. From copiers and printers to manage IT services and document management, they have got you covered. And here's the difference. Gulf Coast Office Products doesn't just sell you equipment and disappear. They provide local service, support, maintenance to make sure everything works the way it should be when you need it the most. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, GCOP customizes solutions to fit your needs and your budget, helping you save time, cut costs, and improve workflow. So if you're ready to upgrade your office technology or need reliable service for the equipment you already have, visit GCOPnet.com today. Again, go to the website, see what they can do for you. Find those locations throughout the state of Louisiana. It's going to be 4 locations, and that can be found at GCOPnet.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the new 25 Jeep Grand Cherokee with $15,000 off MSRP.
Plus the 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou vehicles.
If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our draft.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. Going to be joined by Will Helmers, as we are every single Monday here, to break down a little LSU baseball before we get to the bad. Will, how you doing, bud?
Great, man. I'm here. We are Monday.
You had a lot of events.
I was
mistaken,
busy this
right?
weekend. Yeah, I Zurich Classic.
That's right. I
Did
knew
that,
something,
and
yeah.
then one of my all-time favorite festivals, Festival International in Lafayette.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah,
that was my first time going. In my entire life, unreal.
I don't think I've ever been.
It's cool. They got like 8 different stages, and it's all different kinds of culture, food. It's very similar to Jazz Fest, but it's like within downtown Lafayette, and just everybody having a good time. I went yesterday on Sunday, so unbelievable. I was pretty amazed, to tell you the truth. So those were some highlights of the weekend.
Yeah, you ready to get to the lowlights?
Not particularly. There's plenty of them, but
I know, man. It's LSU baseball swept for the 3rd straight time. Never happened before in program history. The other 2 sweeps, like we could sit here in the Ole Miss series, you had some chances. A&M, you never did. Like A&M came in here and they really took it to you, didn't have an opportunity. Complete opposite this weekend.
Yeah.
You had the lead in every game, and you had a big lead in multiple games, not just a one-run lead. And so, like, that is so frustrating. And, again, good teams find a way to win, bad teams find a way to lose. And right now, this team, I said this earlier, Will, they've got great coaches, they've got good players, they're a bad team.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a real thing.
Yes,
too.
it absolutely can be one. And that's what they are right now.
And that's how they're playing. And they don't need to be, and it's so hard to find that identity in the middle of a season, especially when you're sucking, struggling. Like, it's just you can't just conjure that up overnight.
Yeah.
And it might just, you hate to hear that, but it is might be not their year, and that's.
They would have to. The Lord would have to be on their side.
They got to go.
We get into the postseason.
They got to go win the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Right. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but it's not. I'm an optimistic kind of guy when it comes to LSU baseball, and it's, we almost did it in 2024.
Yeah.
We were, in the SEC championship game and made a regional.
Yeah.
We started 3-12. Their record's still better than, we were. So it's not, impossible. Those midweek losses don't help you.
No, not at all.
At all, especially to the ones they lost to. It's the RPI goes way, skewed, and I think
that's the thing. That's the difference this year is like if you get to 13 wins, typically SEC, because your RPI is typically going to be good.
Right, just because of who you play in the SEC.
Yes, theirs is the complete opposite.
Right. Yeah, you can't. And that's people say, well, do midweek games really matter? Yeah, they really matter.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have the best season, in the grueling time of, the 10 series of the SEC ball. Like, you got to win those midweek games. Yeah. And if they did, like, say they won all the midweek games up to this point, they're in a totally different conversation right now. Of, well, yeah, maybe we could be a 3 seed in a regional somewhere, and maybe win a few games in the SEC tournament, and then it's a different story.
Yeah.
And they got some series left. I think South Carolina this weekend.
You got Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida, your 3 series.
Yeah.
Georgia's on the road in Athens, best team in the SEC right now in the standings, and at home against South Carolina and Florida.
Yeah, and South Carolina's playing better baseball right now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they're playing good, and
since they moved on, Coach Maneri,
they have to find a way to win this weekend just to get back in the win column.
Yeah,
this is just tough time to be an LSU baseball fan.
Yeah,
but what you like seeing is a positive of is these freshmen.
For sure. We talked about Suriname and Braun a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and even guys, a guy like Aaron Beatty, like he's just shown 10 home runs in 15 games or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just having a great, stretch for him. That's what you like to see is, when things don't go your way, what's next?
Right.
You got to get these guys ready for SEC play, and you're doing it right now.
Yeah.
And some of them are performing really well. Offensively, I think. Defensively, there's still a long way to go. And that just comes with time, comes with experience, comes with more, plays in the field. But that's something you like seeing, these freshmen getting opportunities and Jay giving them opportunities,
right?
I think. And, it's a positive outlook for the program itself. And, next year they're going to reload and, do it all again. And probably you may see a lot younger group come in next year, I think, for LSU baseball and really try and build a program again off of those guys, kind of like it was, when it happened in 2023.
Right.
It happened from guys that were in the program for a long time for the most part. And obviously you had a star like Skeens come in and Tommy White, but it was built mostly off of guys who have been in the program for a long time. And I think baseball's a little different than other sports when it comes to building a roster now.
Yeah.
It's baseball. You have to have like a team kind of, chemistry more than other sports, I feel like. Because it's just one of those things where anybody can beat you.
Walk us through a situation like on Friday where Kason Evans is in the lineup. He's going to go. He's your Friday night guy. And then all of a sudden he gets scratched, and then Gavin's got to go out there. He's got to go start the game. Like, I'm sure you've been through something similar. Like, what is that like for not only the pitcher that has to go out there and do it, but for the team mindset when you think your guy's going to go, and then so, like, you have to use Gavin Guidry.
Right.
And then late in the game, you're trying to find some bullpen to be able to stop, it right where it's at, and you just don't have the normal guys because those normal guys have had to pitch in the second, third, fourth inning.
Yeah, and I think you see that come into play on Saturday and Sunday too. And so I don't know what happened or what's going on with, Kason. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to him yet. But, I think they put probably the best guy in that situation, kind of a last second, like, hey, we got to go.
Yeah.
And Gavin's a good guy for that, and that's tough.
Yeah.
Man, especially on Friday night in the SEC in a place with 15,000 people.
Right.
And that's a very tough spot, for not only, the guy who's got to come into the game, but also the team.
Yeah.
Like what happens now? Like, I think you probably, realistically, if Kason goes out there and gives you 4 innings, or 5 innings, maybe he has one of those great starts like he had against Kentucky, goes 8, then it's a totally different weekend.
Right.
And you don't like to look at it like that, but that takes a toll on you. A guy who's, giving you a solid amount of innings, then you don't have anybody on Sunday, because you use, I think they use 7 pitchers on Friday.
Yep.
And they use their guys, and you go down in a typical, it just looked like an SEC baseball game on Friday.
Yeah.
11 run, whatever, 11 11 innings, walk-off bomb. Like, it's just,
yeah.
You know,
And
it's
then
just.
On Sunday, you kind of saw some of the fatigue of the bullpen, certainly, like you mentioned. Guys had to come back in that had already thrown in the series.
Right.
It's just like when you start a series like that, it's like it feels like doomsday situation, certainly for where LSU is right now. Like, they're already Johnny Holstaff on Sunday, and so now you had to be that on Friday and Sunday. And then it puts the ultimate pressure on William Schmidt there on Saturday because, like, hey, we got to go be a dude for us.
You're it, man.
Even if you're taking one on the chin, like, you got to stay in there for us and just continue on because we can't right now go to the bullpen.
Right. That's such a.
You have one starter.
One
right
starter. Here we go. You know, it's not where you want to be.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can say about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you're not in the right spot as a team right now.
Yeah.
Like you said, they're just not playing like a team, and it's hard to have that team when you got one starter and you're trying to put eight bullpen arms and 16, whatever innings that you have to conjure up, throughout the weekend. It just doesn't add up the right way, and they're not in a good spot right now with everything going on, and so you just try and look at the positives, and they just got to keep working.
Yeah.
It's these freshmen somebody's got to step up. It's late in the season, obviously, to have somebody step up, but look, you never know with baseball.
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy things, and LSU's done some crazy things along the way. So it's just you never know.
All right, let's end this on a positive note. What do y'all got coming up in Louisiana Loaded?
Let's see. Jazz Fest this weekend. I didn't actually hit it. I was going to go Thursday.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
I was going to do Kings of Leon on Thursday,
right.
But I didn't end up making it out there. And so this week we'll hit Jazz Fest. I think Laney Wilson's on Friday.
Yeah.
Eagles on Saturday, so I'll hit Friday, Saturday, Jazz Fest. Let's see what else. Snapper season opens up, offshore fishing this weekend for Louisiana, May 1st. We'll hit that on Friday morning.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got going this weekend. There's got to be some other festival going on.
I feel like you're good. I think those two things after the weekends you've had the last couple.
Yeah. I'll ask Gordon on that one. He might have a different opinion.
That's true.
But, it's a great time in Louisiana besides baseball.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things to do, plenty of festivals to go to. I love springtime in Louisiana. It's just loaded with culture, baby.
That's it. Absolutely. Check out Louisiana Loaded. Will, we appreciate it, brother.
And thank you for having me on.
All right, we'll step away. More OTB when we jump back here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, when it comes to plumbing, you don't want to take chances. You want a team you can trust, and that is Central Plumbing. So whether it's a small leak, a clogged drain, or major plumbing issues, Central Plumbing has the experience to handle it all. They work on everything from residential homes to large commercial projects, so no job is too big or too small. And here's what sets them apart. They show up on time, communicate clearly, and get the job done right the first time. No shortcuts, no surprises, just quality work you can count on. In South Louisiana, plumbing problems can't wait. That's why Central Plumbing is ready when you need them, with that dependable service and a team that treats your home or business with respect. Now, remember, it's not only in Central, in the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. So go to their website today. That is centralplumbing.org. Don't let a small issue turn into a big, expensive problem. Visit centralplumbing.org today to learn more or schedule your service. Again, that's centralplumbing.org.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
The Tigers don't cut corners on the floor. Parish Construction and Roofing won't cut corners on your home either.
Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing.
ParishBuilt.com. Bayou Ford has the new 25 Ford F-150 Lariat truck with $12,000 off MSRP, plus the 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
The sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. Lighten up while you still can.
All right, welcome back in, OTB. That made me sad, that segment with Will. We're gonna regroup. We're going to talk about positive things like winners when we come back with the weekend winners. Maybe some losers. Maybe a bunch of losers. I don't really know. We got to get the vibes back up after talking baseball for 15 minutes there in that segment. Have weekend winners. Talk some more LSU football. Talk some more NFL draft. Hopefully getting the negativity out of here. So when we come back, the weekend winners here on OTB live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
Got to have some winners. Need some winners. You can be a part of a winning team over at Pala. We've been telling you over the last couple of weeks. They're looking to add you to the team. Also, employee owned. That's pretty cool. Get a chance to be a part of a team and something that going to mean a lot to you because, well, you're going to have stake in the company's success. So right now, Pala is hiring skilled welders, fitters, fabrication shop in Hammond, Louisiana. Great opportunity. Pay runs up to $40 an hour for shop welders and fitters with overtime already locked in through 2027. On top of that, you'll get 6 paid holidays, 2 weeks of paid vacation, full bennies, and employee ownership, as we talked about, through their ESOP. So you're building more than a paycheck. You're building a future. If you can burn rod, fit steel, and take real pride in your work, Pala wants you on their team. Don't wait. Apply now and take the next step with your career with Pala, and you can do it at palagroup.com, PALAgroup.com.
Raising Cane's Texas Toast is a thick slice of bread, garlic buttered spread, grilled to golden perfection, and made to order just for you. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know hard work starts with the right equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful 3025E tractor with loader for just $297 a month, with 0% financing for 72 months. Whether you're tackling land, property, or projects, this is the tractor built to get it done. Don't wait. This offer ends April 30th, 2026. Visit sunequip.com or stop by a Sunshine location today.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone. Goal!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. About to get to some weekend winners. Before we get there, we want to tell you about the team over at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommys.com, Geaux, Tommys with a Y.com is the website. When you go there, as we always say, you will clearly see the difference. You can check out a gallery of work, past client results. You can see the awards they've won every single year since 2016. Best windows in the Advocate this year in Baton Rouge. That went to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. You can also check out a list of other things they can do for you, like gutters. That is a service they offer as well. Go Tommys.com. All right, let's get to some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right. We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Win the whole thing.
All right, first weekend winner. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't think I've ever said this before in my life. New York Jets. I thought the New York Jets had a really nice first 2 rounds of the draft. Now, there's some things they did in the 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th, but they're the Jets. You can't expect them to be good all the time. But they got David Bailey out of Texas Tech. They didn't reach for potential. They went for production. They got 14 and a half sacks, led the country last year with David Bailey. So I like the decision there. They get Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, the best tight end in the draft, undoubtedly, at 16 in the draft. And then they come back into the first round and they get Omar Cooper Jr., somebody that started to really rise up the draft boards later in the process, but a really good football player, great body control, like the only guy that was at Indiana when they sucked and was there when they won the national championship. So he has seen the good and bad and came out better on the other side. And then they took D'Angelo Pons out of Indiana, a team that did not have an interception last year at all. That is a real stat, not one interception. D'Angelo Pons is the kind of corner that you want. He is a ball seeker. Like, he is going to take chances on the ball. Sometimes maybe they get you in trouble, but they need an aggressive nature back there. I liked what the Jets did outside of the Cade Klubnik pick, which I still don't agree with. But for the most part, you met every need that you had, and you actually did some smart things in the draft. So we hate on you a lot. New York Jets, weekend winner.
A lot of good Madden ratings there for those guys, which is ultimately why Woody Johnson took them. I mentioned D'Angelo Pons on Friday as like a day 2 target for the Saints potentially. 5'8", 5'9". I don't care how big D'Angelo Pons is. Time and time again, he was on the number 1 receiver in a conference with a lot of good receivers, and he shut them down, and he was a staple in a really good college defense. I think Pons is awesome.
Yep, I like him a lot as a player. He's one of my favorite guys in the second round. All right, Alondra, weekend winner or loser?
Yeah, I have a weekend winner. Weekend winner for me, if you remember when we were at the Senior Bowl, there was a guy there from John Carroll University that we really liked, Tyron Montgomery. We were actually literally the first people to ask to interview him.
Yeah.
Like, I went up to go ask, and they were like, yeah, nobody else wants him. So we interviewed him, learned his story. It was a great way. His career actually started at LSU.
Yeah, we had no idea beforehand.
No clue.
Yeah.
2019, walked on the LSU basketball team and was on the team and then left and was at Houston, or he tried to try out for Houston. There wasn't a roster spot for him, went to Nichols, and then ran out of D1 eligibility, so he went to D3 John Carroll. Got invited to all the bowl games, and he was at the Senior Bowl. Yeah. We really thought he stood out to us. So weekend winner for me, Tyron Montgomery was not drafted, but did sign with the Titans as an undrafted free agent. So super happy for him. If there's anybody that I really, really wanted to, anybody that I think that really deserves a shot, and I wanted this so bad for him. Yeah. So doesn't get drafted, but does sign with the Titans, and I'm happy for him, and I hope that he can shine with the Titans and hopefully make a name for himself in the NFL.
Makeable roster with that position group too. Yeah. I mean, he has a shot to make that team.
Congratulations to him. Kid worked hard, man. Great story.
Yeah.
Never give up. And even if it doesn't work out in the NFL, he can play football like the UFL level, Canadian Football League. So it's still a great story.
He started playing flag.
That's right. So I forgot about that. You're right. So I got noticed.
Yeah.
Hey,
that was my weekend winner.
Yeah, first weekend winner for me. Nebraska football. They approved a very modest $600 million overhaul of Memorial Stadium. They have played there since 1923. It's 103 years old. One of the oldest stadiums. And look, they're going to have 20,000 new chairback seats, a ton of new amenities. That's a program that everybody is just waiting for them to get back to relevancy, and it hasn't happened. Football is king in most big-time athletic departments, and you have a $600 million stadium plan. Shout out to Nebraska, $250 million of it coming from philanthropic support, and then another $350 million from private financing. And they think this is going to be done by 2028. They're going to add a few seats. Remember, they have the 410-game sellout streak. We'll put that in quotations, dating back to 1962. But anytime you can get that kind of overhaul on a stadium that's that historic in college football, weekend winner, Nebraska.
All right, I'll stay with the winners. Eli Heidenreich, running back out of Navy. He got drafted. He's from Pittsburgh. He was at the draft. He got to walk across the stage. I mean, he went out there in his Navy uniform, which was really cool. Put on the Steelers hat, gives a salute to the camera. very cool experience for him. I can't imagine. I mean, from a school like that plays a good brand of football. Navy's been really good over the last couple of years, but I said it earlier, first time since 1956, 2 Navy players have been selected in the same draft. One of his teammates went to Cincinnati right before him. But to see him there, to see what it meant to him, to see his entire family be there with him, when he went to Navy out of high school, there's probably no way in the world he thought he's ever going to get drafted, but certainly didn't think he was going to get drafted to his hometown team. Very cool story. Very cool to be there and to experience that and see it kind of play out in person. So shout out to him and his family.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
You got another weekend winner or loser?
No, weekend loser me for just spending the entire weekend in Starkville for us to get swept. But no, actually, I said it earlier in the beginning of the show. It was a lot of fun, and I had a great time there. But I do have a weekend winner, Trevor Bauer. So Trevor Bauer is back playing in the States. You know, he's been playing like in Japan, Mexico.
Yeah.
He's been internationally playing after being blacklisted by the MLB, or blackballed, or are they the same thing?
Work.
Yeah, okay.
I think both work.
I didn't want to pull a Matt Flynn there and just mess that up.
Why do those two things mean the same thing then?
Right, yeah, okay. So anyways, he was blacklisted from the MLB and started playing internationally, but the Long Island Ducks, they're an independent, like they're a partner of the MLB AAA team and independent of it, but a partner of it. So he's playing with the Long Island Ducks, and he pitched a no-hitter this weekend. So his first no-hitter in just his second U.S. start since 2021. So threw 84 pitches, struck out 7, and only walked 1 to lose out on the perfect game. But Trevor Bauer might be back. There's an MLB scout in attendance saying that he's seen the old Trevor Bauer, flashes of the guy he used to be. So, I mean, like, even internationally, he still had it, but obviously it's a little different and is what it is. But weekend winner for me, Trevor Bauer. Y'all know I've been team Bauer for a while.
Some of those clips when he was in the Mexican League, he's just talking mad amounts on the mound. Yeah.
I don't know if he really still does it anymore, but I used to watch his YouTube channel a lot because he would do fun stuff on it. But yeah, shout out to Trevor. Hopefully he can work his way back into the MLB, but I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Very entertaining.
He does still do it. Second most popular athlete YouTube channel behind the Homegrown Network, so that's a pretty big deal. I don't actually know if that's true.
Yeah, can't forget the Homegrown Network.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer.
Shout out to the Carr brothers.
Yeah.
So I have a weekend loser. Me and Jake were talking about this a little bit before this segment because I couldn't exactly remember which team. Remember in day 2 of the NFL draft, second and third round, former players of those teams, like round 4 through 7 is kind of the fans that get to go up there, but rounds 2 and 3 this year was the former players. Well, Shane Conlon, former linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, came up and announced the 35th pick for the Buffalo Bills, and we can play the video right here. The 35th pick, keep in mind of the 2026 NFL draft, well, it did not quite go that way.
With the 35th pick in the 2016 draft, the Buffalo Bills select linebacker T.J. Parker from Clemson. With the 35th pick in the 2016 draft, the Buffalo Bills select linebacker T.J. Parker from Clemson.
35 in the 2016 draft.
Yeah, I don't care that he messed up 35. Don't care. What decade do you live in, Shane?
Yeah.
You said 2016.
Look,
That's
we
rough.
have some trauma from what we did for a living. Okay, gosh, I just hope that's not me.
Honestly, though, the real weekend loser is poor T.J. Parker. Like, every time he has to play the clip of him getting drafted, it's that. Like, after I saw that, I was like, you know, it would probably be... Yeah, it would probably be cool to be drafted by a former player. I get all that. And I know people like to boo Roger Goodell. I get it. If I'm a player, I want the commissioner going up there and calling my name so I can play it back. I know it's right. I know it's rehearsed. I know all that. Like, T.J. Parker has to relive that every time they play the clip of that, he's like, yeah, well, you guys want to see the moment I got drafted?
Wait, TJ, I didn't know you were that old.
Pick.
Yeah.
You got drafted in 2016? No.
You were in middle school.
Yeah, it wasn't 2016.
Oof.
Weekend winner, Shane Conlon. Come on, Shane. That's your former team, bud.
That's not good. That was, and like what you caught, he struggled even before that. Like he tried to get out a couple of words before the clip that you played that he couldn't get out. So.
I hate that for him.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly what he was feeling. Like he stumbled on 35, and that's what messed him up with 2016.
35.
Like he was thinking about 35. He was like, oh, 35. I messed that one up so bad. In the 2016 draft, like, no, dude. Just regroup.
Imagine him walking off stage after he does that. He's like, you know, I was nervous. I think that went pretty well, though, guys. Like, I think I kind of nailed it.
No, he
like
had
Shane.
self-hate immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sir. It's 2026.
That's bad. Poor fella. He's not the only person that was a loser at the draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars also weekend loser. They took some people in some spots that were head-scratching, to say the least. They reached for a lot of players, a couple of Aggies from Texas A&M. I don't really know what the plan was, and they didn't have a first-round pick. So, sometimes that gets you in trouble. Now, like Tanner Koziel, they took in the 5th round. I like him. I like Josh Cameron from Baylor. They took in the 6th round. But they had some head-scratchers, to say the least. Guys that a lot of people thought were 4th, 5th round picks, they took in the 2nd round. 5th, 6th round picks, they took in the 3rd round. Now, they got their own way of doing things, and their GM's like a young guy who came over from the Rams, and so, the Rams F them picks, and, well, the Rams kind of had that with 13 this year, too. I know they got their own thought process, but some of the people that the Jags took and where they took them.
Yeah. I love Manuel Pregnon in the 3rd round. I think that was a good pick. I like Tanner Koziel, as you mentioned, in the 5th, but that's the second tight end you took. You took Nate Borkircher from Texas A&M, who's mainly a blocking tight end. I mean, he's not a guy that at least caught a ton of passes in college. That was your selection after not having a first-round pick, was a predominantly blocking tight end from A&M who nobody projected to go there in the 2nd round.
He was 127th on the ESPN big board.
Yeah, and he went 56th. Yeah. Like, that's – like, you could have taken Emmanuel Pregnon there, and everybody would have been happy.
Yeah, I think so.
But I didn't get that at all.
And then you go Albert Regis at defensive tackle and Jalen Husky with your final pick there in the 3rd round. So, interesting choices there from the old Jags. Any more weekend winners or losers?
That's it for me.
Going once, going twice, going 35th, 15th.
35th.
Yeah, we got to find the audio of him like. Now, I don't know if it was on TV. Maybe it wasn't. But he struggled before then, and we had a different feed, so maybe that's what it was. I don't know. It beat him up a couple times before he got to 15th or whatever it was, he said.
Shane, come on, man.
All right.
Bruh.
I know.
That's brutal.
I know. We'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, when it comes to your money, you deserve a bank that knows you, not just an account number, and that's always going to be First American Bank and Trust. At First American, banking is built on relationships. Whether you're opening a checking or savings account, buying a home, or growing your business, their local team is there to help every step of the way. They offer a full range of personal and business banking services, all designed with you in mind. And because they're right here in Louisiana, you're working with people who understand your goals and your community. Plus, with convenient online and mobile banking, you get the modern tools you need without losing that personal touch. So if you're ready for a next level banking experience, one that is built on trust, service, and relationships, and also built right here in Louisiana. We always say that when a decision is made, it's made here. It's not made in New York or San Francisco. It's right here locally, and that's always going to be First American Bank and Trust. So go to that website today at fabt.com.
Everything you need for a stunning garden is at the Plant Barn in Baton Rouge. From trees and shrubs to plants and pottery, the Plant Barn has it all at great prices. Visit us today on Valley Street, right off Perkins Road in South Downs.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6th generation.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. You could never forget, but we want to remind you about our friends at K2Z. K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living, K2ZBlinds.com. KTOZBlinds.com is the website. Brandon Barton and team, been in the game since 2004. One thing about them is you're going to have them out to your space, and they're going to blow you away with how quick they know your space and know exactly what you're going to need. And that's inside and outside. It's outside and inside. And as they often say, it is sometimes both, like they've done for me. So that motorized outdoor screen, if you blinds, drapes, shutters, whatever it is, KTOZBlinds.com. How about this stat real quick before I get to the undrafted free agents? Texas Tech defeated a combined 8 draft picks in their entire 2025 season. For context, Texas and Oklahoma defeated single teams that had more draft picks.
It showed up in the playoff game, Jake.
Yeah, they lost 23-0. You're right. I'd say they faced 8 guys that got drafted all season long.
Are you kind of surprised by where Jacob Rodriguez went?
Team or
the spot, the pick. Or do you think it was?
That's about the range that I had him.
Yeah.
That's about the. I like that he's going to a team that needs everything.
Right.
So he can right away play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that really liked Jacob Rodriguez in this draft. And so I'm not surprised necessarily with – did you think he was going to go –
I'm not surprised. I just think that there's a lot of talk about him. So I just thought maybe a little earlier, but not – I mean, it's not super surprising. I was just curious what your thoughts were.
What number? 43? It's about the range. Just
Yeah.
because, like we talk about with running back often, off the ball linebacker a lot of times, center, safety, positions you need.
Yeah.
Like, look at that guy in the second round, third round. And you typically don't see, unless they're like a Sonny Styles who's played a lot of different positions and he goes 7 overall. But
yeah, most of the things I saw had him around 46.
That's a good spot for him. I like that he'll be able to play right away. He went the pick right after the Saints took Christian Miller.
Yeah.
I thought C.J. Allen was
he was a weekend winner, I feel like, Christian Miller.
Yeah, he was.
He just, like, completely already is trying to endear himself to the hearts of Saints fans, and I really appreciate that.
He made all of his family throw their Falcon stuff in the trash. He said it, we said it earlier, except Unc.
Yeah.
Unc's holding on to
He was like, they done messed up putting me in New Orleans.
Yeah, he was fun. We had him on Saturday on the phone. He called in. He was a lot of fun. Trying to think what other. Oh, I love Jake Slaughter to the Chargers at 63. He went to Florida, but that's okay. We'll forgive him. I like that one.
He's not there no more. Doesn't matter.
That's right. But kind of once a Gator, always a Gator. But anyways, all right. So LSU players that did not get drafted but are going to have an opportunity at the next level. Aaron Anderson is headed to the Cleveland Browns. He signs an undrafted free agent deal. So Flynn's prediction on Aaron Anderson being the first Tiger drafted, it's a negative turnover chain there. He actually has got to get 3 right now to be able to get the turnover chain. That one missed pretty big.
Ooh.
Yeah. He got the golden sombrero on that one. He had a lot of strikeouts on that one. Wes Weeks goes to the Colts. So good for Wes Weeks. I thought he would be a late-round draft choice because of his special teams, the 40 he ran, but he does find his way to the Colts. Jack Pyburn is going to Tampa Bay. Chris Hilton is going to the Washington Commanders, where he links back up with JD5.
Love that.
Bernard Gooden is going to the Cleveland Browns as well. Jacobin Guillory is going to the LA Chargers. Josh Thompson is headed to the Kansas City Chiefs. So going to be multiple LSU Tigers there with Mansour Delane and Garrett Nussmeier being drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Thompson's a guy that, the Chiefs' offensive line, I know they invested a lot in it, but it wasn't great last year. Judging by the fact that many times Patrick Mahomes was hit in 2025, he could make that squad.
Speaking of just messing words up during the draft, did you see the video of Mansour telling the interviewer, I forgot who he was interviewing after the draft, but it was a woman, and he's like, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And then he just was like,
yeah.
oh.
I think it was Laura Rutledge.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I think so.
His face after he did it was so funny.
Poor guy. Still not as bad as the guy that we just talked about with the 35th pick.
At least Mansour knew what year it was.
Jesus. That's true. That's very true.
It's 10 whole years, bro.
You missed a decade.
He got the first number and last number right of the years, guys. It was those middle ones. Those middle ones got him.
The pesky middle number.
That's it.
All right, let's go for this is going to be one of the long calls for a turnover chain.
Oh, Lord.
Of the undrafted free agents LSU had signed, which one is going to make the team?
Aaron Anderson's going to make the team.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Alondra?
Who's all of them?
All right.
So but give me the main ones.
Yeah, the whole list. I'll give it to you real quick. Aaron Anderson.
Yeah.
Wes Weeks. Jack Pyburn. Chris Hilton. Bernard Gooden. Jacobin Guillory. And Josh Thompson.
I actually feel kind of good about Chris Hilton, too.
Actually, it's a good spot for him.
Because,
it really
Debo is kind of hit or miss.
And he's a
Scary
free
Terry,
agent.
yeah.
Scary Terry was.
He just got paid, but he's been injured on and off. So I actually think that's a good spot for Chris Hilton. I think he has a good chance at making it there, too. But Aaron Anderson, I like as well.
So the thing about Aaron, he went to the Browns, right?
Yep.
They loaded up on receiver.
Yeah.
I think Jacobin Guillory has a shot.
Yeah.
I think he does.
Yeah, Tank does have a shot.
Because, at the very least, he could be a depth piece, a run stuffer in there in the middle. Like, there's always a role for a guy like that.
I'm going to go Wes Weeks.
Yeah.
Going to go Wes Weeks for the special teams.
Special
portion
teams, he
of it.
can, yeah.
He's going to go in there and be a core 4 war daddy.
Yeah.
And they'll
I
keep
mean,
a guy like that.
He's super athletic,
Yeah.
too.
So I think he has a shot.
Yeah.
Any of the LSU Tigers that I just said surprise you that they didn't get selected?
No.
I mean, we talked about
Maybe West.
We talked about Aaron Anderson, but I mean, he battled a ton of injuries as well this past season, which makes sense why Nuss fell. No, not necessarily.
I mean, we didn't see a lot out of Pyburn, I don't feel like.
Right.
Thompson, I even kind of forgot that he was on the team. I think if from them, maybe West Weeks, just because he is a physical freak.
Yeah.
There's a few that got drafted a little higher than I thought.
I didn't have Bauer Sharp getting drafted.
No. I think he absolutely deserves it. I think he's a great player. Xavion went high.
Yeah.
Xavion went really high.
He was thought of way higher in NFL circles than he was media.
I mean, he made a ton of plays.
I really like Xavion Thomas.
I got asked about him more than anybody from LSU at the combine.
Yeah.
From scouts and GMs that would come by and have conversations
Right.
before. They were just asking what I thought about
Yeah.
the LSU guys. And they I would say 7 out of the 11 would be like, hey, tell me about Xavion Thomas.
I mean, it makes sense. As abysmal as your offense was a year ago, he was the guy. Anytime you needed a play to be made, he kind of made it. He carried the ball 19 times and averaged 6 yards a carry.
I was about to say, he had some versatility. He ran a ton of counters.
He can return the ball. The 4.28 helped him. He absolutely deserved it. Just a little high, maybe, than I thought he would.
I like Brown coming to the Saints though, as to use him as a returner. I think that's gonna be great.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, he is fast.
Yeah.
So he was on the leaderboard on the Senior Bowl for every day that we were out there.
The receiver group last year was so handcuffed from how bad schematically everything was. If you transport those receivers to this year, I think you're talking about something completely different.
Yeah.
They weren't running real routes. They just weren't.
Right.
I mean, they were running now routes, which is one step and turn around. That's why it's called a now, because you get the ball right now.
Yeah.
They were running some crossers. They'd run 5-yard hitches. You can't turn on the tape. There was never a 15-yard dig route. There was never a 15-yard comeback. There was never a post corner.
Right.
There was not real routes. And so none of those guys that we were excited about had a real opportunity to show what they could do. Now, the year before, with a lot of the same people, there was. So I don't get what changed and where their mindset went, but it was bad.
You could say Joe Sloan's a bad play caller. Sloan was there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in my opinion, this is just.
They led the country in completions and attempts 5 yards and under. Led the country.
Mm-hmm. I think this coaching
5
staff
yards and under.
was terrified of the offensive line. And maybe their goal was to get it as far away from the offensive line as quickly as possible.
That and us very clearly was going through some stuff even before it was admitted.
For sure. Now, look, they didn't do any favors for the offensive line either. Certainly in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have diversity in the run game, that crushes any advantage that the offensive line has, because they're like, well, you're not going to run this. So we don't have to worry about that. So we can play it this way knowing that – look, if you finally show us you'll do it, we'll tip our cap, you'll hit one gasher, and we'll adjust. But they never did. They never did. The only time they got sort of creative was Xavion Thomas motioned into the backfield. He'd run counter, get 11 yards, and then you'd never see it again. Ever. Ever, never.
Alvo just mentioned one of my favorite draft moments in the chat. When Brian Thomas's mom was asked talk about how far you've came, she's like, we came from Baton Rouge.
Well, they asked, how far has your family come?
Yeah.
She told them.
I mean, it's pretty far.
We got here from Baton Rouge.
Wasn't it in Indianapolis that year?
Yeah.
Or no, it was 2 years ago.
It would have been Detroit.
Yeah.
Because it was Green Bay last year.
I mean, that's a long ways.
So, yeah, it would have been Detroit. Yeah, answering the question.
They try to get you. Try to get you with a sob story, and no, she came from Baton Rouge.
Came from Baton Rouge. Where I'm at. It is remarkable for, like, we're talking about drafted and how many this team got, that team got, whatever. Like, Indiana didn't have a ton of guys drafted. National champions and didn't have a ton of guys drafted. Like, that's another feather in the cap for Kurt Cignetti and his staff. I mean, sure, they had the number 1 overall guy. That's the obvious thing here. But, you know, you had D'Angelo Pons, you had Omar Cooper, you had Kalon Black, which I'm incredibly happy for him. But there was plenty of teams with double digits. Indiana wasn't one of those teams. Pat Coogan went late in the draft, but it's another credit to what they've done. Because how many times have we talked about the national champion? Oh, man, they got to replace 13, 14 drafted guys. Not them.
How many did they have? 7, 8?
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
You had Surratt as well.
Yeah, so you had Surratt and Cooper at receiver. You had Nowakowski at fullback. Mendoza, Pat Coogan, Kalon Black.
That's
D'Angelo
6.
Pons.
7.
And Aiden Fisher, linebacker.
There you go.
Which school had the most?
Was it A&M?
A&M had a lot. Ohio State had a lot.
Yeah.
It might have been A&M. And I tell you what, again, every A&M player that got drafted, it seemed like it was somebody Elko got out of the portal.
Yeah.
So they did a nice job of identifying players out of the portal because, like, most of the guys that went drafted were guys that they found from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So still didn't win anything because it's A&M. But.
Yeah, duh.
All right, we'll take a break. We got more OTB coming back your way on the other side. Stay locked in here. More when we come back.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. If you're looking for residential, commercial trash pickup service, remember, I'm going to send you weekly text reminders when you're a part of the team over there at Trash Rangers. Forgetting to put out the trash happens to me pretty often, including today. Had to text the boys, hey, put out the trash, because unfortunately where I live, I'm not lucky enough to have that service just yet. Hopefully one day I will, but if you obviously live in the area and you go check the website to see that area, you are. Now, everybody can take full advantage of the roll-off dumpsters. I did. They got 3 different sizes to choose from, so if you're doing some spring cleaning and you got some things like you can't just put by the curb and you can't put in the trash can, well, you need a roll-off dumpster. They've got 3 different sizes to choose from. They got the sanitation department as well if you're looking for a portable restroom at your job site or your event. And all that information can be found at trashrangers.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. I got a very cool event coming up. It's the AJ Sports Card Show. It's going to be Saturday, May the 2nd. It's going to be 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Just $5 to get in. Kids under 12, free admission. Going to have sports cards, Pokemon cards, singles, graded cards, hobby boxes, and door prizes. You can buy, sell, or trade. It's going to be at Elite Training Academy, so it's going to be at our facility at 5414 Burbank Drive. You can follow along with AJ's at AJ Sports Cards 225BR on Instagram. On Facebook, it's AJ Sports Cards. You can contact AJ Sports Cards for vendor information, but again, that's going to be Saturday, May the 2nd. $5, just $5 admission. Kids under 12 are going to be free, and it is going to have a little bit of everything. As we mentioned, sports cards, Pokemon cards. You'll be able to buy, sell, trade. It's going to have incredible door prizes as well, and all that is going to be Saturday, May the 2nd at Elite Training Academy. It's right there. We're on Burbank. We are right across from what used to be the old Winn-Dixies. Now it is Surge by Drew Brees, and so right there on Burbank, going to be in our indoor facility. So climate control, so no matter the weather, the Sports Card Show is going to be done there on May the 2nd. Alondra, I know you wanted to wax poetic about your San Antonio Spurs and forgot to.
I know. I meant to make Stephon Castle a weekend winner because for somebody that's a young player and you have somebody like Wemby that is the center, literally, of the team, and he's out, you step up in a really big way. So shout out to Stephon Castle and my Spurs. Through 4 games, 21 points per game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal. I mean, just going off when he needs to. Game 3, he had 33 points and 5 assists for the win. So shout out to Stephon Castle. Also, Dylan Harper's been playing really well as well. So I know that we can't. I know we can't. Yeah, they all are. Yeah. I know we can't. Celebrate the NBA because of the Pelicans, but I'm gonna just force the Spurs down everybody's throats. Shout out to them. I'm getting major FOMO not being in San Antonio right now. People are like driving around downtown with their Spurs flags, honking their horns, saying "Go Spurs, go," and it's making me want to be in San Antonio right now.
Yeah, they got a real chance. They got a real shot.
Yeah.
The Knicks finally tied it up at 2 games, but my gosh, they were down big against the Hawks. Made a huge comeback, took the lead late, 16 seconds left, and the Hawks hit a shot and win it. So the Hawks, no matter Trae Young or not, like even if he's not there anymore, just a thorn in the Knicks side.
They hit that C.J. McCollum, actually, of all players, hit the game winner Thursday night for the Hawks. And that made it 2-0. So that's a back and forth. I was telling y'all during break, I don't like to give the city of L.A. credit for anything, sports or otherwise. But it's pretty damn impressive that the Lakers are up 3-1 without Luka or Austin Reeves. And, that's a Houston Rockets team that won 52 games in the regular season.
No Durant for them last night, though, right?
No Durant, and the Rockets actually won. So it's 3-1 right now. Tari Eason had 20 points. Shout out to our guy, Tari Eason. But that's actually really impressive. The longer they're above water without Luka until he comes back, unfortunately, that's a team that has a shot.
Chances Matt Flynn knows who Tari Eason is.
0%.
Absolutely no shot at all.
No chance in hell. Or Naz Reid.
No, he would not. There's no. He would not know who Naz. I think he would know who Tari is before Naz.
We can go a step further. I bet Kevin Durant included. Matt Flynn cannot name a Houston Rockets player.
He can name. No, he probably wouldn't know that KD plays for them.
That's right.
Now. You're right.
I don't think he could do it.
I don't think he could.
He probably can't even. He's a Mavericks fan, quote unquote. He says.
Yeah.
He cannot name a Mavs player.
He would say name one.
He would say Luka.
He can name Cooper Flag because of cards.
Yeah, I guess so.
In fairness,
only because of cards, though.
In fairness, I feel like half the Dallas fan base now can't name the Mavericks players because, they kind of tore up that entire roster.
Besides Cooper Flag.
Besides Cooper Flag.
What do you think how he's feeling right now after
Not
having
good.
a weekend at a NASCAR event?
We didn't hear from him all weekend, so
No.
I don't think the OTB chat was quiet this weekend. We were all.
Well, in fairness, he was at Talladega.
Yeah.
You were in Stark Vegas.
Right.
I was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And we were all working or having fun and doing all. And then Tay was putting together a crib.
Right.
So I think that's the only reason.
We had a busy weekend.
We did.
Whew.
No, but
The
we didn't.
Wolfpack was.
To her point, we didn't hear from Matt at all.
No.
Okay,
Until
we had
yesterday.
We had mentioned a couple draft things. You asked if everybody was back outside of Matt, and then we get a random text that says, "I'm a NASCAR fan now." It's the only text we've got.
Well, he also
He
said,
wasn't
"Did we
watching the
win?"
draft either, yeah, or the LSU game.
And
I
Taylor
sent
said, "Absolutely not."
I sent a text saying, "This team is cooked. They can't make the postseason." Matt's response: "Did we win?" I was like, "No, absolutely not. Why would we?"
And then followed up with, "I'm a NASCAR guy now."
Yeah. So there you go. 2 texts.
He's gonna. I can't wait. He's gonna come in with something NASCAR related tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be.
Man, I should have told him to get me a shirt
He's gonna come up with something.
just to have it. I love a T-shirt.
If he's here. Which is a big if. I want to know if he was in the infield, in amongst the people, though.
I think he was.
I hope he was. I don't want him to be in some corporate box. I want him to have been in the infield and experienced it. And hopefully he reached out to our guy Dev, because Devin's been before to get the lay of the land. He knows where all the things went down. So hopefully he did that. Probably not, though.
No.
I don't think Matt can name 5 NBA players that are in the current playoffs right now. I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah, pick the team.
Yeah.
God.
Bless him.
Gotta love our guy.
He could get you LeBron and Wemby. Yeah. Outside of that, I don't know if he could.
Yeah. All right. I want to remind you about our friends over at Rouse's. Go to rouses.com. We're giving you the website so you can find the location that is convenient for you, that is near you. And once you go into your local Rouse's, it's going to blow you away. You got breakfast bar, lunch bar, salad bar, sushi bar. It's got crawfish already bagged and ready to go if you just want individual lunch. And, of course, bags of crawfish if you're having a boil. It's got pre-made meals ready to go, including sides. It's got all of that. It's got local flair, obviously, local products. It's got My High in there, which Matt's probably going to need a whole lot of My High when he comes back from Talladega. But it's got a little bit of everything, a lot of local, always ready for you and to help you and make it easy as possible for you. And then once you find your store, also those weekly specials that are going to be on the website, those are going to pop up for you. So go to rouses.com to find your location. All right, so we actually left some time. When we come back, we'll Ask the Bench, brought to you by Ice Cold Dos Equis. We'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys. I'm trying to get in contact with Gordon McKernan. Well, a couple of ways you can do that. On getgordon.com, you can have a chat with a live agent. Going to pop right up there. Ask any question, concern you might have. If you're looking to speak with someone on the phone, no matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, just put your area code followed by the 888-8888. And if you're looking on social media, all major social media, so Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever it might be, their handle is always going to be Get Gordon. Now there you can see what they're doing with your favorite athletes in the state of Louisiana, but also you can see what the G team is doing in your local communities. They've always got incredible things going on, again, from top to bottom and everywhere in between in Louisiana. Shreveport, Monroe, Alexandria, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, does not matter, the entire state. We are talking to you. So again, your area code followed by 888-8888. That website is getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
Every ounce of Raising Cane's lemonade has been hand-squeezed that day from fresh lemons before being served over our signature crushed ice. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Lockmeyer to Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmeyer to Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, presented by Bayou Automotive.
All right, welcome back in OTB, doing a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Dos Equis. Always a great time, even when it's a bad time on the diamond, if you've got an ice cold Dos Equis in your hand. It's an elite beer at Talladega. It's an elite beer in Starkville, Mississippi. It's an elite beer in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and also in Walker, Louisiana. So no matter where you're at, no matter where we were over the weekend, you can have a great time by going for Dos with an ice cold Dos Equis.
I mean, I was pounding them this weekend.
Well, you had to because you were watching the baseball. Ask the Bench, do you think Jay Johnson missed on this year's transfers due to playing in the College World Series and getting a late start to the portal, or due to not having enough NIL to pay top transfers?
I don't know what it was, but he missed.
I think two things can be true.
I think he just, like, the guys they brought in, they just missed.
Yeah.
Like last year, you were fortunate enough to hit on almost all of them.
Yeah.
Like normally it's somewhere in the middle. Last year you were very fortunate. This year, bad luck.
Ask the Bench, can we get tier list back this summer? Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Ask the Bench, when will we be able to rewind?
Probably when the show's out. Look, apparently YouTube changed some stuff and you can't back up when the show's live.
Yeah, that stinks. Yes, tier list, please. T-Bob and Brandon Walker do them all the time on Mostly Sports.
So T-Bob's the reason we did them, but also that we don't do them anymore. He used to get mad.
Yeah, he got tired of it, and then we stopped doing them. I guess he got rejuvenated.
Saw Brandon this weekend. He was asking if he could give T-Bob back. I said, no, that's your problem now. Keep him.
Ask the Bench, is LSU Baseball going to make the SEC tournament? Well, they still have work to do there.
Don't they all make it? Don't all 16 teams go?
To do anything. Bam McGum, he's just trying to troll.
Oh. It used to not be all of them.
Ask the Bench, trillions of planets in the known universe. Why do we have to pick the one with a 5-day work week?
No, man.
Oh, I don't know.
We did that to ourselves.
It's true.
Daniel Basham, when is Flynn's 1-year anniversary?
Sometime in June, right? June like 16th, something like that?
It's June something.
Is it June? That's
yeah.
when it was? Okay. Or we'll celebrate it. Ask the Bench, will the Saints trade Spencer Rattler? Probably not now. That
I was
going to
say
quarterback. If they would have drafted somebody, then and those, it started a little bit at the draft, that rumor, but it never came. So no, they have a good quality, one of the better backups in the NFL. So no. All right, we love you. We thank you. We'll be back to the Wolfpack tomorrow. All 4 of us back in studio. We'll see you then.
Off the bench.
We think. All right, if you've been trying to lose weight, nothing seems to stick, it might be time to try something different. That is RejuveMe Medical. RejuveMe offers medically supervised weight loss programs designed to help you see real results. They got a lot of different options, but they want you to come in, have that conversation with their team. They create a personalized plan built around your body, your goals, and your lifestyle. This isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. You'll work with medical professionals who guide you every step of the way, helping you stay on track and making lasting changes. So whether you're looking to lose a few pounds or make a major transformation, RejuveMe gives you the tools, support, and accountability to get there. So if you're ready to feel better, look better, and take control of your health, visit RejuveMeMedical.com to get started today. Remember, 13 locations all throughout the state of Louisiana. So no matter where you're listening to us, we are talking to you. Again, that's RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMe Medical, helping you become the best version of yourself.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioneer Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable